Oh, the theatrics. Lost is here. Lost in the script. Episode 78. What's the end game? But wouldn't you like to know?
Y'all make sure y'all people who are in here, let us know about the sound again. I can say something right quick.
Say something right quick.
I feel like you might be echoing. I'm not sure. Anyway, another week. We're gonna finally get this sound right. This shit is. Yeah, but anyway, man.
Regina.
Yeah.
Happy Indian summer to you.
Happy Indian summer. Get the damn holiday. Hold on.
This weather has been crazy.
Yeah, it has.
It's what? It's the middle of October and we're still in 70-degree weather.
Yeah.
I'm not complaining.
Are you not ready for the winter?
It'll get here when it's supposed to get here.
All right, hold on. I can't even hear the music. Hold on. All right, fuck it. Another week in the books. Here we go again. We got some stuff to talk about. What is the end game? Did you even do the?
Wouldn't you like to know what the end game is?
All right, let's go ahead and get into
Wouldn't
it.
you like to be a fly on the wall
Fly on the wall. All right.
in all those secret meetings?
Is this still not working? I'm sorry, y'all. This is
Unprofessional. We're gonna speak about unprofessional later.
Oh, we definitely gonna get to that topic. Hold on. All right. We're gonna talk about that. That's not what we're gonna talk about first. First topic. We're gonna go over some quick.
Kanye up there, so I thought we were gonna talk about him first.
No. We're gonna talk about this right here real quick.
Do we have to?
We have to, because we got some comments I want to make about it. House Party remake starring Tosin Cole and Jacob Latimore gets first Red Band trailer from Warner Brothers, New Line, and SpringHill. I already showed you the trailer. I'm not even gonna bother showing it.
They might want to see the trailer. They might haven't seen the trailer yet.
If I show the trailer, I'm gonna have to edit it out anyway. They're gonna make me edit it out anyway. But if you think I should, hold on. Let me just go here and
can't offer a perspective on it and then not show the trailer.
all right, hold on. Okay. That should be coming over now. Let's go ahead and watch this.
Come on, get your lazy ass up.
See, I don't hear nothing. All right. All right, there we go.
Amateur.
Here we go. All right, y'all.
Turn the music off now because you're trying to hear the video.
It's not on the main screen. Hold on. All right, now we here. All right, now we back, y'all. Okay. I was a little discombobulated because the sound was all over the place. All right, we back now.
You always
Let's pump it back up. Pump it up. All right, let's go. I don't think I want to go any further with watching this.
Oh, this is where we stopped yesterday when we were looking at it.
Well, okay. This is gonna be a quick little synopsis of what I think about it.
You gonna go first?
Yeah, I go first. Okay. The damn movie is about LeBron. His house. So now the movie is in his house. They're throwing the party in his house. So you know at the end of the movie, he's gonna come in and do something generous for the dude who needs the money for his daughter. We kind of understand what that's the PR, that's the propaganda they got to put in. It don't look funny to me. Who knows? There's been movies that came out. I didn't hate Coming to America 2. I didn't hate it. It was okay.
Coming to America 2 had the original cast.
It did. So it was okay, but I don't know if I'm feeling this. I think some things you need to leave alone. Although, let's be honest, after number 1.
No, that's not true.
Wait, just hold on. Was it number 3?
All
Bernie Mac and them? Listen, what's the one that had Bernie Mac and them in it?
3.
1 and 3 might be the only really good ones.
2 was good. 2 was watchable.
Was
all
as good as 1 and 3? Is it good as 1 and 3?
For me,
Class Act. What about that?
Class Act is good.
Right.
Class Act is like.
All right, so give your opinion on this. Go ahead.
Okay, the movie is trash. It's gonna be trash. It looks like they had to pack the movie with a whole bunch of actors and celebrities and musicians to try to give it some oomph. It's like add a mushroom to a meal.
Hey, just out of fluff.
Feeling it,
just
filling it up. If they were gonna come back with House Party, I think a good idea would have been have the original two, and then their kids.
You thought they should have been their kids?
And then their kids do it or something like that. Mind you, there's a House Party 4 starring what's his name, Marcus Houston.
Yeah,
that was trash too.
Nobody talked about.
We don't even claim that to be the fourth House Party. It's damn showing the 5th one.
Okay, now
so yeah. But any of y'all who want to go out and watch and support the movie, you're welcome to do so. But
what else, Smiley?
My dollar.
You ain't gonna get your dollar. All right, let's move on. Now this one right here, people are still trying their hardest. But it's already too late. The movie's already done. But Disney confirms time jump after T'Challa's death in Black Panther 2. I think
garbage.
People already kind of gave their. I think the movie's still going to do well because it is Black Panther. We now know that he is dead in the movie. They're replacing him with Shuri, and they're bringing in Iron Girl or whatever her name is. Yeah, the black girl who plays Iron Girl. And she's in the comic books, but you know, there's a certain audience that don't like her. The white dudes don't like her. I don't know. Maybe the black comic book fans don't like her either. I don't know. But if you know the Black Panther movie, what it actually stood for,
you gonna go into further?
It's comedic belief.
Go ahead and say the name.
Go ahead. You say it. Well, I gotta say it.
Said yesterday. Say it today.
I believe in this movie, they will have T'Challa or Chadwick Boseman, who they're referencing Chadwick Boseman in unison with T'Challa. He is the character now.
Exactly.
So he died in real life. The character had to die in the movie,
which is crazy.
And then if you notice in the trailers, they keep showing the women mourning him constantly. Which I understand, someone dies important, you mourn, but I believe they have him acting out the character of Tammuz.
If you know who Tammuz is,
and the comedic belief, with Osiris and
If you don't know, look it up.
Yeah, Tammuz. I believe he's acting out the character of Tammuz here. This is why every commercial, every trailer for the movie, they're showing them mourning him constantly. And you know, you can make an argument. Also, obviously, they're also using Chadwick Boseman's death to promote the movie, to make people feel obligated to go see it. You know, if you like the first one and you like the actor, you got to go see this one. He died. They're gonna give him they're gonna respect him in the movie. You should go see it.
I ain't go see the first one. I damn sure ain't gonna go see the second one.
But you did see the first one.
Yeah, I saw the first one.
So you gonna see the second one?
Doubt it.
Okay. But I believe that he's acting out the character of Tammuz. But now they're saying that this is a year later. They also talked about, because a lot of people are asking for the recasting.
Which it should have been done.
It should have been done because there's a lot more that's supposed to happen with this character, as we always say. But the recast T'Challa thing is they still trying to promote it. It's over. It's done. The cast and the producer and them, they spoke on it. The director, we talked about him last week, saying that he wanted to quit Hollywood because Chadwick Boseman's death. And I always thought that was strange. Why would you want to quit the entire industry because someone died in one of your movies? I mean, I guess you were close friends with him.
They took his ass out, and you afraid that when it's your time to go, they're gonna get you too.
Is that guilt? Is that guilt coming over you for what happened? But that's a whole nother topic. But yeah,
that was his sweet thing.
You just had to bring that topic up, huh? You had to throw allegations on the brother, huh?
What's the other dude name that was in Fruitville Station?
Michael B. Jordan.
Michael B. Jordan.
They still want him to come back too.
Yep.
Anyway, all right.
He was in Black Panther. Why go through all that? To for the very person that's in the movie.
Yeah.
How'd I forget about Killmonger?
Yeah. People still want him to come back.
They wanted him to be the Black Panther.
Yeah, they said,
if you killed him off, then
they throw him in the water, and now the other guy gonna come. They're gonna come back and bring him. No,
the other guy gonna throw him out of the seas up into Wakanda so he can rule.
Yeah, okay, it's over, man. It's over. All right, let's go back to here.
It's supposed to be in the 80s today and tomorrow. Wow.
Jesus, we still in the summer.
These Seattle lights.
I believe it's gonna be a real cold winter.
I don't know.
I do.
I think winter just gonna be extended until late May. Not winter, but spring is gonna be pushed back, just like winter's gonna be pushed back, just like it was this year.
Oh, I didn't do one for that. Oh, I'm surprised. My fault. All right. Big Three officially certified as the first black-owned sports league.
Is that true?
Yeah. Okay. Now, if I remember right, wasn't his partner or is it lawyer?
A Jewish person?
A Jewish man.
You know it's always.
Let me tell you something, man. And we're gonna get to them later with the Kanye West situation. every time. Did you know? I didn't know this because we just talked about House Party and LeBron. You know he has a rabbi, like a personal rabbi.
All the celebrities have black celebrities
have rabbis.
Have rabbis.
Like, why do they have rabbis?
I'm sure Nick Cannon has a rabbi now.
Yeah, now you do. He had to be trained into the understanding of what he should and shouldn't say.
He was speaking out of his mind.
You see those celebrities with those red bands around their wrist.
There's a certain person on the Joe Budden podcast that likes to wear a red tie.
That means they're into Kabbalah worship.
I believe his mother is Jewish.
I don't know, but
because that they believe the Jewish.
They believe you're only Jewish to your mother.
That's why Drake.
Yeah, Drake is Jewish. That's why he has so much. I'm gonna say freedom in the industry than a lot of other artists. But anyway, in a groundbreaking moment in pro sports, by Black and the U.S. Black Chambers have officially acknowledged the basketball league as a Black-owned and operated company. On Friday, the Big Three Basketball League announced it has been certified as the Black-owned and operated business by Black. We saw that. The innovative 3-on-3 competition is now the first and only professional sports league to achieve such official acknowledgement.
So
it says the first Black-owned league, and I didn't get a chance to get around to it. But what about the Black Negro League baseball? Was that owned by a Black man or not? What about the basketball? Was the ABA?
Probably a tiny hat that was behind it.
Was the ABA ran by a Black man or not? There's been Black leagues, so I'm wondering, were they not owned by?
Probably not.
So we can't play in your league, but you can own ours.
Pretty much.
And then when you need us to make your sport pop off, you merge them. You know the NBA? I think it's the NBA. No, is it? I can't remember if it's the NBA or the MLB just now recognizing the stats from the Black league.
Damn.
I think that happened the last couple months or a year or so. They finally acknowledging those stats from the Black league that they made those players.
For them?
You don't, but the point is, I came to your league and played. Like Satchel Paige.
Need your pity.
Satchel Paige was able to get to the MLB after a long career in the Negro League. I think it was 50, and he pitched the game, and people thought it was just some bullshit. Oh, he pitching the game, he 50. He ended up throwing a strikeout. I mean, no hitter. And you go, now what happens if he's 20 and you play against them?
They didn't want that smoke.
He would have broke records, but it is what it is.
Where is our contract with Black America? Ice Cube.
Well, he's supposed to have met with Biden.
Contract with Black America.
He was supposed to have met with Biden a few months ago, but I don't know if it happened or not.
He should meet up with Biden right now. I'm sure he would want that to be, in
the headlines.
In the headlines because he's trying to,
I think
midterm relations.
I believe they put his name in the headlines a few months ago, or a few weeks ago. I mean, and I don't think it did much. Rapper, actor, and entrepreneur Ice Cube originally launched the Big Three back in 2017 alongside entertainment executive Jeff Kowatz. I don't know how to say Quaitance. You know those names?
Is that a Jewish name?
It looks Eastern European. I don't know though.
There can be Jewish.
Yeah, exactly. The league wrapped its 5th season earlier this year and recently began selling ownership like franchise stakes powered by blockchain technology. Notable people have bought teams including Snoop Dogg, Kevin Howley, Greg Gary, and the Gods. As Ice Cube said on the occasion, myself and the entire league are honored to be officially certified by Black and U.S. Black Chambers from day one. From day one, the league has been dedicated to providing opportunities for Black players, fans, investors, and partners, and we are proud to be part of the nationwide network of Black business owners. Supporting Black enterprise and lifelong passion of mine, and Big Three will continue to build upon its success and lift up other Black entrepreneurs. So that means vending, gonna be Black companies, right, at the arenas.
Mom and pop shops.
The ticket sellers, you're gonna go to Black-owned sites.
Big Mama Juke Joint.
Rib Shack. Gary's Rib Shack.
Going down to the Rib Shack.
All right. Another Black-owned company sells it. Shaquille O'Neal sells his Auntie Anne's pretzel franchise. Black people don't like pretzels that much. He said the numbers weren't adding up.
When I was younger, I used to like the pretzels that had like that white vanilla, what they call it, vanilla yogurt pretzels. They were white with the sweet on top of it.
Yeah,
I didn't really like the chocolate ones.
Yeah, Pops, when I talked to him about pretzels, he said he liked the ones from New Jersey. I'm sorry, not Jersey, Philadelphia. He said, yeah, those are the best ones.
How would he know?
He said he ate them there. He said he went there and ate them there. He said
our father left Philadelphia.
You don't need to tell the whole family history.
When he was 5.
He said you remember them pretzels
2 or 3, 4, 5 times. Swear up and down He is from Philly.
He from Philly.
He is an Eagles fan. The nigga was raised in North Carolina for 5 years and up. You are a North Carolinian. Yeah, ain't no.
He lived in Georgia too, didn't
Philly.
he?
Huh?
Didn't he live in Georgia too?
No.
Atlanta.
No, he did not live in Atlanta. He is from North Carolina.
I didn't say he was born and raised there. I'm saying I think he spent some time
His
there.
ancestry comes from
All right, anyway,
South Carolina.
Point is, he said he like it with cheese. But anyway, when we first read this, you was like, oh, black people supposed to support him. I said, well, if a black man starts a business, shouldn't his business model be based upon do black people like it? Isn't it the proper way to run a business as a black man?
Yes, that's the proper way to run a business as a black man.
If the audience that I'm black, my audience should be black. If they don't like it, then I should.
Shay Morster didn't think like that. Black women said, I knew the products had changed. My hair was when it came out.
He said, no, we didn't change a thing.
Yeah, you did.
Basketball legend turned business mogul Shaquille O'Neal has earned respect for his business acumen, and 50-year-old former baller has made a mint on various investments. He's now letting one of his early enterprises go over cultural reasons. O'Neal recently said on Auntie Anne's Pretzel franchise, in total, he owns 17 Pretzel franchises. It's not been confirmed if he sold them all. During an appearance on Earn Your Leisure, O'Neal explained the reason behind the decision. You know we love pizza. I sold my Auntie Anne's because black people don't like pretzels that much, so I had to switch it up.
So hold on.
We know
was the pretzel recipe a family recipe that had been passed down, and
probably bought it from
or
somebody.
was this owned by another company,
no,
a white company, and he bought it, took it over, and then started
franchising it. People do that with McDonald's and stuff.
So then it really wasn't about. I mean, what did you think?
What you mean?
How many black people you see walking around eating pretzels?
How many people you see walking around eating pretzels?
Hold on, my mama like pretzels.
But I'm saying, who walks around is eating pretzels all the time? Like that ain't no
it's
booming
not a big
business.
thing.
Is it?
I mean, it is. It got salt all over it.
After a fit of laughter, the host disagreed with O'Neal, saying, "No, the cinnamon ones we eat." The charming mogul responded, "Man, nobody eats cinnamon pretzels."
Who eats cinnamon pretzels?
Huh?
Who eats cinnamon pretzels?
Yeah, I don't know about that. That's like in the northwest up here. You hear people eating
cinnamon rolls
with chili. Yeah, it's like I ain't never had that.
That was in was that Kansas?
Who?
That eat cinnamon rolls with chili?
No, it's here.
Just the whole
Oregon.
It was Oregon?
Yeah, I saw it in Oregon, Washington.
Regina, do anybody up here eat cinnamon rolls and
chili?
And chili? You're not a cinnamon roll and chili eater, are you?
Griner,
but you never had it, so you don't know how it tastes either.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't try it.
I can't imagine dipping no cinnamon rolls in no chili.
All right, Griner, Whelan could be released from Russia this year. As you know, they changed the headline.
It's a long movie.
The original headline said she will be released at the end of the year.
When we gonna get to the ending of this movie?
At the end of the year, after midterms. This will be the end of the Griner movie. The original title said that she would be released by the end of the year, which will be obviously midterms. Now they changed the headline to say she could be released this year. If
you vote for the Democratic Party, she could be released.
That's the hint, I guess. If you vote for him, I am cautiously optimistic. I think it's going to be a 2 for 2, said former UN Ambassador Bill Richardson after recent meetings with Russia leadership.
Did they ever let us know
who the other person is?
Who the other person was? The United States is going to be released.
They just told us the gun runner and another person. I knew it was 2 people they wanted. I said a gun runner. There's no way you would. That's not. They don't care about that dude. First of all, he's probably not a gun runner. That's probably who you saying. You telling us he is. That's probably somebody totally different. That's some high-ranking official over there, and you got them tagged as a gun runner. But who knows? Former ambassador United Nations. We don't need to read this. I already read the story. Pretty much they setting it up where she's gonna be released at the end of the year, and they're gonna give all the credit to Biden. All right. Now this next story was one that's pretty old.
What's the?
What up, Keith? What up, Honorable? What's the difference? Her release will not shift the votes. Exactly, it won't. But that's the thing. They're using everything they can at this point.
Nobody has cared about this storyline since it started, though.
I don't think people cared about it when it started. I think people have moved on from the beginning.
Cinnamon rolls and chili.
Hold on. What the?
You need to get it together.
Okay, the music started to stop. All right. All right, let's see what they're saying. Cinnamon rolls and chili, woozy face. No. Hey, Travis said you might want to try it. You never know. You never tried it. You never know.
Don't put that lie on me.
Nigga, you just said it. Anyway,
Candace Owens, to make it seem like I'm out here promoting it though.
Who said you? Anyway, Candace Owens shares alleged audio of Kim Kardashian calling Whitney Houston a crackhead. I don't need to read.
Shame on her for calling Whitney Houston a crackhead.
I guess I'm gonna be the devil's advocate. Niggas can't say nothing because they were calling Whitney Houston a crackhead. You know what? That's family.
We could do that.
So you can publicly call her a crackhead. Every movie, every parody movie, every skit they did, they made sure to throw Michael Jackson. Oh, we're gonna get to it. They made sure to make Michael Jackson a weirdo and made Whitney Houston a crackhead.
Well, Michael Jackson
from the year, let's get to it. From the year 1999 to about 2007, 8, 9. Every movie, every black comic movie had a joke or reference to Michael Jackson and Whitney Houston being a crackhead. So during this time, when Ray J started dating Whitney Houston, Kim called her a crackhead.
And what is Kim?
She probably has a snort cocaine herself.
Kim is a whore.
She on that cocaine and that too.
So you know what? I take a crackhead over a whore.
Hey, I ain't gonna get into that because a crackhead do some strange things too.
Not Whitney. She done made too much money to ever do that.
Man, we don't know Whitney.
I'm not gonna sit here and let you tear down Whitney.
I know I'm tearing it down. All right. But she called her old hag and how crack isn't whack over there.
What is Kim Kardashian now? She's an old hag.
She's an old slag. Yeah.
She's 40, but she look 50.
But that whole family, boy, they mastered surgeries and makeup.
They witches.
Yeah, they definitely witches. Let me go here. So I don't even need to go into that. I just think, can't be hypocritical. Yeah, we were saying the same damn thing.
No,
I wasn't.
It was in love. I wasn't. It was in love.
It's in love. Call somebody a crackhead. Look, we know when you call somebody crackhead, we don't even say that. We say you on that shit. We don't even use the word crackhead. It got so disrespectful. We know family members that almost got in squabbles because you call somebody a crackhead. You didn't call people no crackhead. You say, are you on that shit? That's how we describe it.
Let's move along.
All right. I don't know. Devil don't need no advocate. The real history of the real Jew will blow your minds. The truth hurts. Yeah, K-Man the Hebrew. Yeah, we probably think alike, man. It still doesn't make it right. No, it doesn't. I'm not saying it's right. I'm saying.
Yes, he is.
Well, hold on. I'm sorry, I got to do this to you.
Do what?
But you said we shouldn't say nigga. You shouldn't call white people niggas and stuff, and it's not expected to use the word nigga. But you call her a crackhead, but we're not supposed to. Yeah, but we're not supposed to call Whitney. Call Whitney a crackhead, but they're not supposed to do it
right now. Like I'm just supposed to back into it.
I ain't tell you back up, stand on.
Yeah, I said stop calling white people niggas.
Okay, not just white, but you said stop using the N-word around. You said stop using the N-word in public if you don't want them to use it. You was calling her a crackhead in public.
I don't remember saying that exact thing you saying that I said.
Black people were calling her a crackhead in public. That's before social media was really a big deal. That's just Facebook and MySpace and shit. Movies. That was in movies.
Anything to get yourself out of a hole you done dug for yourself.
Now he trying to talk around it, y'all. Let's move on.
You getting out of a hole and done dig the damn hole to throw me in and cover the dirt over me, huh? Regina, I love pretzels.
Came in I just heard a Twitter that another video of Ethiopians where the words of Aryan and Caucasian were also used. Yeah, I've heard some people say that. The Esau is actually, we're not even gonna get into that on here. I love pretzels.
My mom like pretzels too.
Be the PNW thing maybe, or maybe so. When pretzels in there, now I'm talking about. I want to know: do you eat?
She never answered the question.
Cinnamon rolls and chili.
Virginia said they ain't any of your damn business.
They said it's pretty popular over here. All right, let's
business everybody.
Yeah. All right, let's move on. What's that? Twitter locked Kanye West's account after he posted an anti-Semitic tweet. Now, the first thing
was gonna happen.
The first thing I remember seeing Kanye say this, and he said, "How can I be anti-Semitic when black people are the real black people are shim?" I was like, "See, this is what happened when people get a little bit of understanding of stuff, and they run off with it. Look, man, you don't need to tell. With a platform like that and the resources you have, do you need to be in front of everything?
Oh, they love being in front of everything.
Do everything you know need to be said? Or can it just be understood? Sometimes you don't got to say it. If you know it, the people who need to know it will see it. There was a speech done by a NFL wide receiver named, I'm sorry.
He did a great job of.
Look, it's a Hall of Fame NFL speech done by, hold on. We
did a video on it.
Yeah, I think we did.
He was a part of the video we did.
It was part of it. I think he played for the Colts. Harrison. Hold on, sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. I gotta get this. Colts. Harrison. Yeah, Marvin Harrison. Look up a speech done by Marvin Harrison. Was it Marvin Harrison? No. Or was it Reggie Wayne? I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. Nope. Fuck it. I can't find it right now. Anyway, it was a speech done by a Hall of Fame player, and he said what needed to be said without looking for headlines. The people who needed to know heard it. So he goes on Twitter and says that I'm going DEFCON 3 on Jews. And the second I saw that, I said, I saw his comments towards P. Diddy. Remember what he said to P. Diddy? Mm. He said, tell those Jews who telling you to come after me that it's not going to work to control me. And I said, well, if you look at this picture of Kanye right here, this picture is everywhere. Every news site, everybody's using this picture for every story of Kanye. And I said, what does the man in this picture look like? He looked confused, looked beaten up, dazed. It looks like it's time. And if you notice, a lot of times when Kanye has one of these spurts, as you pointed out, when the first thing he do is dye his hair blonde. What's the dude that Kim was just messing around with?
Pete Davidson.
Yeah, Pete. He dyed his hair blonde.
That's when they going through their MK Ultra. Kim was handling him. She was putting him through his MK Ultra.
We've seen Chris Brown do it.
Chris Brown loved flat ironing his hair and dyeing it blonde. He says blondes have the most fun, so.
So a lot of these celebrities, what's her name? Britney Spears, she shaved her head. They'll shave their head.
Samuel Braxton. And if you notice, what did Ray J do recently? He dyed his hair blonde.
Exactly. And who he coming after?
Start saying
he coming
suicide,
after
depression.
Suicide and depression. Who was he coming after? Kim Kardashian.
And who's in the hospital supposedly right now? His sister, Brandy.
So I'm just saying.
Somebody up for a sacrifice this season, and we'll see who it is.
It's killing season, baby.
A big one got to go out.
Yeah, a big one got to go. Jewish groups condemned the rapper for his recent posts and statements. Also, what's the woman name? The Jewish comedian? Not Chelsea.
Which one?
Sarah Silverman. She came out and said
they love having Silverman,
money.
Goldstein, Goldberg.
They're money people. They like putting money in their name.
The shillings.
Me gold. But
that's Irish, dude. Don't talk about the Irish. Now,
look, man, just let it slide down.
The Irish and the black people were cool when we were getting at the queen.
How Nick Cannon said, we the real leprechauns.
Blue.
All right, but yeah.
And green people. Yeah,
but Sarah Silverman, she also came on social media and said why is it only Jews speaking up against anti-Semitism? The quiet is deafening. It's so loud. The quiet is so loud because no one's saying anything. So all the black people said, oh, remember when you was in blackface? And she's like, I was talking about white people, but who we are? Like, why would a black man saying something make you talk about white people?
Jewish people are white.
Can we listen? Can we please stop?
Tribe.
Can we please stop being a part of the same way we get mad at certain people saying there's something they're not? Can we stop allowing these people to say they're not what they are? I ain't got nothing to do with your tribal wars going on amongst your people. You white. The same way the Poles are the same as the damn Spanish. I mean Spain. The English are the same thing as the damn Germans. They're the same people. They're just different tribes. Your inner beef ain't got nothing to do with me making you something you're not.
More color to them.
Who?
The white tribes have a little more color to them.
Some of them. The ones that are closer to the Caucasus and, you know, southern Spain and stuff like that, we know why. They had.
You got a few of them.
After more than
Where is George at?
George said he's busy. After more than a week of disturbing behavior,
on a magic school bus.
the carpet ride that has been condemned by many and yet praised by House Republican, Kanye West reached a new low Saturday night, tweeting a hateful speech screed against Jewish people that was then removed by Twitter for violating their policies. I'm a bit sleepy tonight, but when I wake up, I'm going to go DEFCON 3 on Jewish people, tweeted the rapper who changed his name and now goes by Yee. The funny thing is I actually can't be anti-Semitic because black people are actually Jew. You guys have toyed with me and tried to blackball anyone who ever opposed your agenda. The tweet remained on the platform for some time before being blocked and replaced with an automated message of reads. The tweet that violated the Twitter rules. Twitter spokesman told BuzzFeed News on Sunday the account has in question has been locked due to violation of Twitter policies. Also, is locked from Instagram.
So what did he say was anti-Semitic?
Well, he said he was going DEFCON 3 on Jews.
What's DEFCON 3 on Jews?
We don't know. I guess they saying, well, we've dealt with the threat against us. We're not going to let it go. How they say it, never forget. Never. So they don't let nothing ride. We let shit ride. See, that's our problem. We let shit ride. Like you. When you were saying we should let certain movies be made, just
like
why complain?
Movies?
Just don't go see it. They don't play that. They shut it down. You ain't making no movie.
Mike Jennings' friend, Dahmer, Jeffrey Dahmer. Oh.
See, they control their narrative. We don't even want to control our narrative. All right. The next one. Also, his bank account. JP Morgan Chase to close Kanye West's Yeezy LLC bank account. Now, they try to say this was attached to those comments he made on Twitter, but now they're saying, no, this was in the weeks in the making because he came out against JP Morgan Chase Bank. He said something against them, so they were already going to close his account. Once again, has it ever been a normal thing for banks to publicly just close people's accounts?
Normally, they want you
to keep your money in their bank.
They want your business. They want your money there because you have a lot of money, and the more money that sits there,
the more I can loan. The more I can just get payment.
Because everybody's so political now, they're more worried about politics than they are about making money.
And that's
supposedly.
Exactly. That's not just banks though. That's companies, business all over the place. They willing to lose money.
A bank don't have no party they belong to.
Exactly, but now they do.
Or they're not supposed to have the group of people they belong to.
Well,
they're supposed to be in the business of having money.
You know, like they say, billionaires don't have a country. They have no nation because they move to every country and become citizens that let them make the most money. Billionaires are supposed to be people that roam the earth. They don't have a nation that they get behind.
Isn't Kanye West supposed to be a billionaire?
He said he doesn't have the money liquid. He just has it in his deals he got and stuff he owns.
Oh.
Which is why he's selling the White Lives Matter shirts, because he know white people going to buy them. It's a hustle. That's why I was saying in the last video, the Black Lives Matter thing is just as much of a hustle as him saying White Lives Matter. Yeah, I said,
wow.
2 tears in a bucket. It's a hustle. I'm not talking about, hold on. I'm not talking about the slogan. I'm talking about the movement.
No, y'all. That's what he said. You know what? What's going to happen? What's that movie with Master P? If you ever die, I'm coming to your grave. I'm going to spit in your grave. Go to shake a hat.
That's a funny scene. Came in the
black
church.
Woman going to come to your grave and spit on you for that.
No, I'm just saying, like, it's the same hustle. They made 90 million disappear. It was more than that, but we keep saying 90 million. It actually was more than that. That money disappeared. They bought mansions and shit.
Patrice Cullors is out here living my best life.
I ain't got time to.
I think they put an article saying she redoing her whole backyard, installing pools.
Oh, she want a garden.
Well, she know that we're gonna have a longer summer, so she's gonna keep
She starts going into farming as well.
Yeah.
Oh, that's just to help the black community.
They can come to my house. It's gonna be a community pool.
A community garden that they can't eat out of. All right, let's move on to this right here. So, Tariq Nasheed announced a rally in Washington, D.C. for reparations. Now, when I look at this panel,
you ain't about to talk shit about.
I'm not talking shit about nothing.
Tariq Nasheed, are you?
So, he's having an FBA rally for reparations in Washington, D.C. He and his cohorts co-host, I'm sorry, Jade. You see, you got Rizza Islam. Some of the people on this panel, you just kind of go, I thought Boys was about do for self. I didn't know he was for reparations. I thought he was about building it yourself.
He is allowed to have an opinion about reparations. He is a black American.
I didn't say he can't have an opinion. I'm surprised he's here because I've always seen him talk about doing it yourself.
Well, he's a bootstrapper.
Yeah, so I'm surprised he's there.
You can do for self, but also remember that, there's a debt owed to you.
Rizza Islam cool to me, but I can't get past what he was accused.
Oh, the Medicaid, Medicare fraud thing? Don't know it to be true.
It's just a rumor. It's not a rumor. It's an allegation.
Well, he out here roaming the streets, so
he clearly innocent. Clearly
he's innocent until proven guilty.
Yeah, but what you think of the panel? What do you think about this rally?
I don't think nothing of the panel because I don't really know nobody on there. Most of them Pan-Africanists. So.
Well, you got Marcel Dixon there. That's the woman right the Connie Collins. That's the one who was at the Power 106 rally.
She was doing all that to get a spot.
Professor
on the
James
panel?
Small, I know him. Well, obviously, Boys, Rizza. You know most of these people. That's the dude who was in his documentary.
I don't know him.
1804.
I've seen him. I've heard him speak, but I don't know him.
You know of them. Just say that.
I don't know of them.
You seen them talk. You know some of they believe, but you don't know of them. You know their name. All right. I will say this. This will be judged. How many people show up? So
well, Tariq, he got it.
I'm just saying. I'm not saying it matters, but if he has this rally,
you gonna have it at that big museum he bought?
Go ahead, get it off your chest. Say it.
I got nothing to say. I'm a supporter.
Instead of just doing slick, just say it. Don't be slick. Say it.
That rally does really well.
So you scared? You scared?
I'm scared.
You scared?
Just don't got time for the smoke today.
All right, let's move on. Let's see what somebody's saying. Anybody say anything? Yeah, okay, y'all talking. I think Jay-Z called in a favor to get Kanye account suspended. You think Jay-Z do got pulled? Jay-Z
is petty.
He
behind the scenes petty. 50 Cent is more
public petty.
To your
we
face.
Should have talked about that.
Petty.
That the Marquess 50 Cent, his son.
It's not. I think it's unfortunate with the situation between 50 Cent and his son. That's their business. Hopefully they will be able to work it out.
I will say that's a perfect example of how the energy of a parent can go to the kid and it can lead to a destruction of relationships with other people. What you mean
the energy of the parent?
Either parent. It can be a bitter mother or a bitter father.
So you trying to blame the mother for the reason why the son?
No, I blame 52. He's petty as hell.
Okay.
You could tell he's a personality where he will.
Is this trap music going on in the back?
I had to get some new beats, man. Whitney said crack is whack. I love me some Whitney Houston too. Yeah, that's why it's funny that she used that back against Whitney Houston when she said that little slick comment, Kim Kardashian. So
it wasn't funny though. It wasn't witty. It wasn't funny. It was not original.
Jews are white. They might be white, and whites are so angry with them. They tired of them cosplaying them.
Well, the Jews Jews are the ones that run everything, but putting other races against one another. They play the puppet.
Oh, you can't say that on YouTube, man. But what I feel is what we always said is they're the top tribe amongst white people, Jews. They have the most influence, power, and money amongst their group, and it obviously leads to a lot of envy by other groups. That's why the poor whites in America can't stand them. They can't stand them because they look at them and say you control everything. So while the face of white people is probably American white, the ones who actually run it is the Jew, or now what we call them is the Israeli. They really run it. So it is what it is. The fact that you got people in Israel can lobby in America and have more influence than people in America. How can a lobby group that works for Israel have more power than an American citizen? have a lot of your politicians, a lot of our politicians, black ones, making sure the first thing they say is that we're going to defend Israel.
Oh, you talking about that
anti-Semitism.
woman out of Detroit?
Yeah, the one from Detroit. Not just her, all of them. All the black politicians, the first thing they say when they get they win their race, they immediately get behind Israel and against anti-Semitism. Like when Kanye made those comments, I was surprised by how many blue checks was saying how, yeah, there's a problem in the black community with anti-Semitism. I'm like, what?
Maybe in your community.
I remember I watched the clip. See, back in the 80s, we kept it real with each other, the races at least. Most of the races kept it real with each other.
You talking about
Gerardo and all those shows. I remember when there was a I remember a black dude and a Jewish dude got into a debate.
What's the white dude name? That had he's called Farrakhan.
I know what you're talking about. He had the most popular one. He used to have it raw on his show. Phil Donahue, yeah, Donahue. I think it was Donahue.
Regina would know.
Yeah, I think it's Donahue. But there was a black dude who was in a debate with a Jewish dude on a news show, and they was going back and forth. And the black dude was like, the Jewish people they get all this stuff, and we trying to do for ourselves, and we don't get the same thing. And the Jewish dude was like, blacks are just jealous that we did what we were supposed to do, that we took advantage of our opportunity. I was like, wow.
Well, they telling the truth.
I remember I watched another video of a group that was on the side of the street having a discussion, and the Jewish people walked up, and you could tell how proud they were, and they should be proud of themselves. I'm not telling no group not to be proud of themselves, but you can see the proudness coming off of them, and it was just like when the humble come, when that humble pie come,
it'll come.
It's gonna come strong. The organization was a hustle, not the movement. Yeah, I made sure to make sure I said that. Black Lives Matter. The slogan is good. What it stood for was good, but the movement, the organization, we know what it was about.
No, you said the movement. He just
nigga, don't try to cut me up. Conspiracy is not the real Kanye, based on a George Bush. Doesn't like black people. He doesn't look nor sound the same ever since. There are some what do they call them? Doppelgangers out here. I don't know. I know there was one in particular where they showed the person, the ears was different, everything. So there's some doppelgangers out here, definitely. Also Kanye's behavior and engagements ever since. Entanglements ever since. Was the Kim Kardashian decision to date her and have kids with her, was that off key with what he was before? You think?
What?
The Kanye that we saw in 2002, 3, 4, 5, 6, was that him dating Kim Kardashian, him dating Amber Rose? Was that against who we thought he was? Answer that question.
Thought he was as far as what? I don't know.
Well, his music was conscious. The stuff he said and stuff was conscious. The George Bush thing was, for example. Was him dating Amber Rose? Listen to that name, by the way. That sounds like somebody.
That sound like an agent.
That sound like a damn CIA agent or something.
A handler.
Amber Rose, Black China. Those sound like code names. But
now you throwing Black China in it.
I just damn. Well, she's tied in with the Kardashian because she with the brother. The Kardashian family in general, they all witches and warlocks. But yeah. That RZA character is cringe, so everyone overlooks that African American children were harmed by his family. Yeah, Travis, that's what you were bringing up earlier. Not too much on Kanye. Need to talk about 50 Cent situation. African Americans need to become more familiar with people being disowned by family members.
Separation.
That's what we talked about. Separation is good. Sometimes you gotta cut people off. It's one of those things where, especially amongst black people, we don't see it. Like we were talking about when we moved up here. You see homeless people up here, like homeless, like nowhere to go.
Out on the street.
Where we from?
Sleeping in front of the stores.
Where we from? A homeless person, they simply jumping from couch to couch.
And not every family members. It's like every couple of months they gotta move.
Yeah, they get into an argument and they gotta go somewhere else.
They finally get fed up with them. Finally tell them you gotta go.
Yeah, the hell. So where we from, disowning somebody isn't really a thing. It's just like you kind of allowed to just exist or with the family. Now people gonna talk shit about you, talk shit to your face, but you allowed to exist. White people, other races, they
will let you go and live out on the street.
They will cut you off. They will not save you from yourself. They'll give you a couple of chances. They'll have what they call it when you get together, sit down. I forgot what the name of the word I want to use. But yeah, they'll sit you down, give you one chance, If you don't get right, they cut you off. But yeah.
It was a show called that too.
Yeah.
I can't even get the word in my head.
Kanye, the
intervention.
Banks, the White Lives Matter, perhaps
intervention.
Yeah, perhaps intervention. Yes, it. Perhaps he is signaling the rest of us what is coming: censorship, or have your bank account closed by Jules in charge in social credit schemes. Well, that's kind of everywhere. He's just kind of the latest person to fall victim to it. But yeah, that's kind of all over the place. We see that happening. We do see, because we are who we are. We have our beliefs. We don't care who it happened to outside of us. But the white people been complaining about it for like 4 years now. They've been saying my bank account getting taken down, my GoFundMe is getting taken down. What is going on? This country is this is an authoritarian, communist country now. They've been saying it for 4 or 5 years now.
Listen, when you got states saying, counties saying they want to separate from states.
Oh, damn! Why you?
But it's not even there. See, if you would have just been quiet and not said nothing, nobody would have known what was in store that was coming.
All right, Negro. All right.
Ooh, the spicy tender.
I think I jumped the gun. My fault. No, I'm good. See? Nury Martinez resigns Los Angeles City Council seat amid leaked recording of racist remarks. Let's be honest. Do you think she's the only one that does this?
No.
Do you think that's the only race that does this?
No, I just think other races are smart enough to talk about it at not at work.
No, I think they talk about it at work too. You mean to tell me you've never been at work with a black colleague and said, "Look at this motherfucker. I can't stand the ass." You never said it. Exactly. The point of the matter is her dumb ass got caught. And she got caught because somebody got an agenda against her. She was
now you defending her.
Where I defend her? I'm telling you the game that they running. They all believe this, is my point. That entire people, all those people on that call, they believe the same thing. The fact that they allow that to leak or put it out, I mean, they want her to take the fall for it.
They need her to be out of there.
And they need to all get out of there, is my point. She shouldn't be the only one resigning. I seen earlier that they're asking for the other 2 or 3 to resign as well. Because how the hell you on the call with somebody saying this and it's just like, whatever. You don't say nothing.
He's with the blacks.
And she's talking about the dude who got an adopted black son, which once again,
the black and brown people got along in California.
What is up with these white people deciding, for whatever reason, to adopt these black kids? Now, I don't know if his kid is American or if it's from African continent. A lot of times they like to adopt African kids or Haitian or something like that. The American kid is too much for them. They can't deal with him. They got him and her. They got to go to the other ones. But let's share this right here. Following intense public pressure amid growing controversy over racist remarks, Los Angeles City Councilwoman Nury Martinez announced Wednesday she is resigning her seat. Remarks made by Martinez last year in conversation with 2 other council. Now it's a year later. And what we at? There's a vote. Oh. Waited a year. Okay, so somebody clearly got a play going right now.
And Joe Biden was,
yeah, Joe Biden made sure he came out.
And asked her to resign, not you're fired.
No, well, he can't fire her, but she should resign. He didn't call
Trump
for
would have fired. He would have said, "You're fired.
You're fired.
Get out of here. You're fired."
They try to give me the virus. I beat the virus.
I beat the virus.
That was a good one. Remarks made by Martinez last year in conversation with 2 other council members and a local union boss were released on audio over the weekend, in which she made disparaging racist comments about other council members' young black son. You made a point. Why was she going at the black son? The man that you mad with is white. Why you keep going?
Because they know the black people are the real people. They always intend to go after for some reason.
The little boy is.
Let me tell you. There was a Native American woman. Here go to another bus story. There was a Native American woman going after a white woman. She said she's Puerto Rican. White people are always trying to be other races they are not.
Well, they said it about us,
You can be white. You can be Puerto Rican and still be white. She was a white woman. The Native American woman said, F you and blacks. And the black dude said, what we got to do with it? She's going after a white woman But then she throw black people in it. This is our country. Native Americans are speaking up and saying this is their land. Don't tell them what to do. This is their land.
They ain't gonna go well for them.
I'm like, y'all, well, they not outnumbered.
What you mean?
They're not outnumbered.
Who? Are you doing the Mexican?
China.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. They said the gold people.
They got a billion people backing them overseas, so they not outnumbered.
You think that's why they feeling bold? Because they're reading the same
China
thing.
already done sent a manifesto saying they yellow people too as well.
Remember when I said that China has set up police stations in America?
They set them up in reservations.
I thought about to ask. Oh, they setting them up on reservations, and the Native Americans feeling like, oh, we got back in there. We got an army behind us.
We got people with bad skin too.
Look like grated cheese.
Holes all in their skin. Damn.
But yeah, why you come for the sun? She was heard making racially disparaging remarks about content discussion.
Mexicans are the same thing too. Native Americans.
That's what I thought of it first. The Mexicans, like, they're kind of deep, especially in Cali. I saw a Mexican dude say, "We are going to be the majority in the next coming years. You black people better get together because they're not gonna try to help other minorities." He was actually, I won't say he was giving black people a warning. He wasn't necessarily going at them. He just like, if they become the majority, this is how they feel.
Oh, they're gonna try to put us back in the fields?
No, I guess you're gonna say they'll try to run them out.
Run who out? The black people?
They already did. They already doing that, ain't they? So I mean, they already kind of won that battle. Members of the public have been showing up to City Hall in large numbers. Nury Martinez, as well as council members Kevin DeLion and Gil Cilito, resigns. The other two gonna have to resign too because if they don't,
on a phone call. You didn't say nothing about, hey, you can't be talking like that. We love the blacks. We're not racist. Martinez, don't talk like that anymore.
And then they get on a private call. Hey, I don't fuck with them either, but you gotta be smart.
Martinez, man, we had to say that shit, man. What's wrong with you?
Come on, Chico. Now this is the dude they're accusing of leaking it. Is Hugo Soto Martinez the man who sprung the City Hall leaks? He's a longtime associate of LA Federation, an enemy of the City Council's Latino caucus, and a front runner for the tightly contested City Council seat. Is Soto Martinez the man behind the leaked audio?
You see how the Latino caucus be talking?
Yeah.
It's totally different from how the black caucus be talking.
We gotta help all people.
We showed y'all that the black caucus tweeted out what Joe Biden did for the marijuana thing.
Yeah.
They should have been like, no, this is not. You need to do way more than that. As much as damage you caused
with your war against crime on drugs, war against drugs,
you need to do way more. You have destroyed black families,
generations. I won't say he destroyed it. I'll say he helped people destroy their own lives. Because if you sell it, you did it yourself. But he definitely made it easy. He made it easy with the stuff he did.
It's easy for us to say if you sell it when people are out here going through a hardship. What really messes me up is when you sell it to your own people.
That's what I'm saying. That used to be. Look, even
you don't go outside your hood or your community.
There used to be a certain, how they say, honor amongst thieves. Where if you was black, you didn't rob black people. You went to the rich neighborhood. You went to white people and robbed them.
They were Robin Hood.
You sold the drugs to them. Matter of fact, there was a thing where they called walking while on white. If you saw a white person walking through a black neighborhood, everybody assumed that's a drug user, and they're coming to buy some drugs. It was a real thing. If a white person was caught walking through a majority black neighborhood, the cops would pull them over and say, "What you doing here?" So it's like it's the same thing happened when a black person walked through a white neighborhood. They wondering, "What you doing here?" It's almost like you're supposed to be separated.
What are black people doing when they walking through a white neighborhood?
Well, if it's a dude, he either going to a girl, a friend, or he going to get drugs himself. He going to get some white drugs. He going to get something.
Methamphetamine.
Yeah, you going to get something different. The City Hall scandal in consumed LA since Sunday, as the rest of the nation watches on, began with the series of audio clips that our anonymous user posted on September 19 on Reddit, the sprawling social media and discussion site known for its freewheeling and often anonymous exchange of views. The more than hour-long audio tape purported to record a conversation between four of the city's most powerful Latino leaders. That's all their names. It was recorded a year ago at the Los Angeles Feds building in MacArthur Park, where elected officials and candidates are known to seek an audience with the kingmaker of the union group in LA. My goal in life is to get the three of you elected who resigned, she said, who resigned Monday, the day after the tapes were reported, tells the Latino office,
she
city
said
office.
Her goal in life.
What?
She said her goal in life.
Yeah. To
So
get them
after
elected.
she get that done, that's it for her.
To get them
After
elected.
she get that done, that's it for her. She done accomplished everything
gonna
she
choke.
gonna do, and she can go home and be with her wherever they go.
This is at
when they
one
leave
point.
here.
We were like a little Latino caucus of our own. So they said there was a caucus within a caucus. So they had a little game going on. And this is all the audio they had from it. Hold on. Let's see if this is gonna load. Okay. This is the audio from it. Hold on, let me this is still what I don't get this. What is it doing? Okay. What up, Rosie? They will never become a majority. They are the black amongst them that will not go with them that plan. Are you sure?
Who's she talking
I mean, huh?
She's talking about the Hispanics?
Yeah, she said there's black people amongst them who won't go with the plan. I mean, some of them choose that Latino
Sure do.
over that black.
Sure do.
I just said that the Dominicans, I know black. I'm sure there's some Mexicans that do the same thing. I wanted to show just this part right here.
All the, folks like with that's going. He did call me. He wants to have breakfast with me.
What's taking him so long?
I haven't. I just said, hey, we need to talk.
Gil supported him from the.
All right, don't worry, I got you.
Fuck that guy,
So
that's
you'll
fine,
start
yeah.
seeing him line up.
He's with the black.
He's with the blacks. Then she started going in on the little boy.
I'm like, it's like the oddest thing. It's like black and brown on this float, and then there's this white guy with this little black kid who's misbehaved.
She don't like this little boy.
Este niño has they're not even, they're not doing, the kid is bouncing off the effing walls on the float, practically tipping it over. There's nothing you can do to control him. Parece changuito. And I'm just
She called the little boy a little monkey too.
like, oh my God.
Oh.
They're raising him like a little white kid, which I was like, this kid.
Now she said that they're raising a little black boy like a little white kid. And I said, well, that's probably true. That's probably true.
What you mean, let him misbehave? Or?
I guess she's letting him do whatever he want to do, no structure,
she's
spankings
saying
and stuff.
He's not preparing the little black boy for the real world.
No, I think she's saying he's not getting spankings and stuff.
He needs a beat down. Like, let me take him around the corner and then I'll bring him back.
Yeah.
¿Sí me entiendes? Ven para
It's a
acá.
pinch.
Yeah.
She said he need a beat down, not a whoop, not an ass whooping.
Yeah, that's called
A beat down.
Yeah, she's
I see a lot of little short, dark people.
Yeah, puro
Yeah.
Oaxacan. Puro Oaxacan Koreans. Not even like Kevin, little ones.
I was like,
Indian.
no, I don't know
I
where
used to call
these
them
people are
Indians.
from. I was like, I don't know what village they came, how they got here, but
And then they're wearing shoes.
whatever.
So one,
Down feels.
I get what we have to do, right? Just massage to create districts that benefit you all,
Yep.
right, and the future.
Yep.
But we got to figure out Mark's seat too.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm
That
gonna take
benefits you
Schiffer.
three.
Is if the African Americans look at this, now that he might or may not be suspended, I don't know what's gonna happen. I think that he should be, but anyhow, if he goes away,
You mean resign, not suspended?
No, here's
you're
going
right,
to be
I see, yeah, there is a difference.
If I may,
If he resigns, hold on, if he resigns and the African Americans look at this as a hostile takeover because he's gone, we'll have to figure that shit out because politically they're gonna come after us.
Yeah, but
So there's a
It's
person
like it's a war room.
so there's a black dude
The African American.
who's about to get resigned or have to resign or suspended or whatever. And they're saying if he gets hit, they're going to think that we're trying to take it over.
Because you are. And niggas ain't stupid. And we know what you're planning to do.
they went out, and this is what I call the.
Or they're talking about the guy with the black kid.
No, this
Well,
is
niggas-
the African American.
But it's his supporters African American.
Oh, okay.
¿Cómo se llama this guy? The movie, the Wizard of Oz effect.
Mhm.
And what I mean by the Wizard of Oz effect is when you're at the side of the curtain, it's like this big voice.
An
It sounds
illusion.
big. And it sounds like there's thousands of them. And then when you actually pull the curtain, is that you see the little Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
You know what?
I've never watched the movie.
It's the same thing.
All right.
It's real simple. You got 100 people,
I
right?
think it's the
52
old
of them are
school
Mexicanos.
folks.
I
I
feel
mean,
pretty
I
good
think
about it.
Yeah.
I feel pretty good about my chances of beating your ass.
25 are black. And the 25 blacks are shouting. And the
But they
52
shout like
men-
they're 250.
Yeah.
When there's 100 of us, they're
Right.
like, it sounds like
So,
there's
but
10
that,
of us.
but that,
Now they're talking about influence. How the black people are a smaller number, but they got more influence. They're louder. So how we gonna deal with this?
You can't deal with us.
You see,
You
they-
deal for it.
It's to discuss black political power in Los Angeles and what DeLon terms the Wizard of Oz effect. Martinez says she sees a lot of short, dark people in K-Town. He jokes about the height of the Koreans. Martinez says she doesn't know what village they are from and says Tenfio in reference to them.
Short,
one who-
dark people.
Huh?
Short, dark people.
Yeah.
You talking about Koreans? Or
I don't know. It's LA. Who knows? But yeah, you get the point. They was going. So they would talk. They were really in that whole call. People focusing on the comments she
war
made.
room.
What they really was saying was, "We trying to take this over. We're trying to consolidate our power on this council and in this community." They really are talking about taking it over and like kicking the black people to the side. Like, it's not enough of y'all. Yeah, y'all loud. Y'all got a lot of clout, but it's more of us. It's out of 100 of them and 52 of them Mexican. I feel I got a good chance we can beat your ass.
But the problem is, we got the Most High on our side. He fights our battles for us. That's why your ass is out of
He
there.
fights righteous battles.
This was a righteous one because she's in there plotting against us.
Oh, they crafty council? That was a crafty council.
There was a crafty council have taken there was a nation that had to gather together to take
Crafty council against
those
the children.
African Americans. It's always those African Americans.
I don't know what it is. This is all the statements they released. The stuff they said. Councilman Kevin DeLon breaks his silence. He said there were comments made in the context of this meeting that are wholly inappropriate, and I regret appearing to condone, even contribute to certain insensitive comments made about a colleague and his family in private. I've reached out to that colleague personally. On that day, I fell short of expectations we set for our leaders, and I will hold myself to a higher standard.
Bullshit.
It's over. Ain't no standard to be held.
Just say I don't fuck with them, and this is what I was doing it for my people.
Now this is the guy who has the black kid adopted. This is his statement. I don't know why they going after the little boy. Oh Lord, this is the other people's responses. I'm not gonna go through all of them, but it's kind of pointless to even release a statement at this point. You may as well you're better off just resigning.
Go back to Mexico.
Never. All right, let me show this right here. Since we brought up Tariq earlier, why is it especially in LA? Why do
you
these
so
Mexicans?
obsessed with Tariq?
I'm not. Only reason why I'm talking about this story is because these Mexicans, they want to get their hands on Tariq. We saw the other guy, American, what's his name? American Chicano.
Chicano.
He came out and said some stuff about him. Now you got another dude who's threatening to lay hands on him.
Low.
Let me show this. All right. Now let me show what this guy had to say.
Fees and the filing fees and all that. I want to put Tariq Nasheed in the same situation now that we've located him. Now that we know where he's at. We know where he's at right now. So what do we do with that? Let's put him in the hot seat. Let's put him right there. Because see, here's the thing. If he doesn't show up, he's fucked. Now, if he does show up, I'm not going to be alone. And maybe some of you are going to be with me. And what are we going to be able to do? We're going to be able to give this motherfucker all the smoke we got. He's in the...
It's funny because what he just said kind of goes into what people believe about the Mexican black thing, especially in California, how they don't give black people straight ups. They always jump them. So if a Mexican is getting in a fight with a black person and another Mexican walk by, they just help them.
That's called a community.
But they only do it with blacks.
Samoans do it too.
With blacks? Oh, you talking in
Regina
general?
told you about the Samoans.
Oh yeah, you said the whole family.
The whole family. They're some big ass people.
Big people.
They some big, thick bone people. I have yet to see a small Samoan.
I ain't never seen a skinny Samoan.
Small Samoan person.
Yeah, he like
The
even,
women are big.
Yeah, some big women. Yeah.
So black women, y'all gotta move.
Yeah, you gotta be like Clarissa Shields, man. You gotta bob and weave.
You gotta get in there and get out of there because if her big ass get a hold to you,
hey, I'm gonna help. I'm gonna help my sister in my seat.
If you fighting a fucking Samoan, I'm jumping in.
I'm jumping in with you. F that man woman
if I
shit.
see you starting to, I think I gotta stop this.
You ain't get the best of my sis. Nah, fuck that. All right, now I want to show some shit I saw on World
Some
Star.
big burly people. Jesus.
Let me show
They
you
eat
this.
ham
Right.
hocks and stuff. I got what they eating.
They ain't ham
Chitlins.
hocks. Niggas eat ham hocks. They ain't ham hocks. She was calling them small, ugly people near Chinatown. That's why they were outside her house. They were just talking bold, wasn't they?
Damn.
But yeah, when you think people don't see it, that's how you talk. All right, let me show this right here. This is I'm looking at them. This is a black New Yorker.
When we say this, we always have to ask when they coming out of New York. What line of tethers do you come from?
Y'all gotta stop using that word, man. You gotta stop that. All right, let me show this.
Should Mexicans be allowed to say the word nigga?
First of all, Hispanics are pretty much niggas, so I ain't even gonna worry about that. Like,
For what reason though?
because y'all be doing the same thing that us black folks have done 24/7. They treat y'all even worse right now. When y'all built this whole goddamn thing.
I appreciate
you feel
that,
me?
bro.
I
Hey.
work with Mexicans all day long, bro.
Hey, you're officially invited to the carne asada.
We asked the question, who are the real coons? What he just said was so disrespectful. Now I don't know where he's from as far as his lineage, but I'm gonna assume.
You ever heard of Netherland?
No, I was like Tetherland. That was Tetherland. But that was so disrespectful to his own lineage, his own race, his nationality, his ethnicity. To say, one, that they niggas too. First off, the dude who you talking to said it. You clearly okay with it.
And secondly, he said they built this. What did they build?
See, that's the real disrespect. They built it.
They landscapers.
Well, they built something then.
That ain't build nothing. All you doing is just trimming and shaving down and designing shrubs and stuff. That's all you doing.
Why you using stereotypes against them?
Cutting lawns and.
Why you using stereotypes against them?
That ain't the stereotype.
I ain't gonna lie.
Mexicans at my job do the landscape.
Let me say that when I rode by, what's that down there at Home Depot? I definitely was a lot of standing outside.
At every Home Depot, I don't see them at Lowe's, but at Home Depot they be out there heavily waiting for a white person to say, "Hey, you want to come in?"
$100. All right. That's how they move them. That's the type of stuff they do. I don't think that's African American. Why would a black man say Mexicans built America? I would love to agree with you, but we see some weirdos out here.
Yeah, we see a lot of.
We see some dudes and some people out here.
Assets. When I say
Had to be
assets,
an
I'm talking
immigrant.
about ass sets. It's a shame, but it's the truth.
Yeah, it's some people out here. I would love to agree that he wasn't African American, but we moving strange out here now, man. Tuberville, pro-crime Democrats want reparations for people who do crime.
Well, we don't know who he was talking about.
Trevor, it's not. We don't. As she said earlier, the devil don't need an advocate.
I'm not being a
you don't need to
advocate
treat the,
right now.
You don't need to treat the devil with
I
kid
just
and
want
glove.
us to have a clear understanding on who he was referencing.
Who asked for reparations, Trevor? Who asked for reparations?
There have been a lot of people.
Trevor,
coming out
who
of the
asked for
woodworks
reparations
asking
in
for
2023 as of October? Come on, tell me.
There's been a sector.
See,
of
you
people.
can't even play the devil's advocate, right? You got to know how to twist it. You just kind of,
No, I'm not doing anything.
All right, give me an answer.
You tell me.
So clearly, he's talking about niggas. U.S. Senator
If
Tommy.
that's what you choose to believe.
Yeah, I saw somebody say this, and they saw this article and was like, okay, what's his name? I forget his name from 2 Live Crew.
Uncle Luke.
Uncle Luke. He came out and said, okay, now that the Republicans have said no to reparations, what do we do now? Like, the Democrats said no.
They've said no.
They said no just
Joe Biden wouldn't even meet with Ice Cube.
And that's not even for reparations. That was just a contract with Black America.
A contract with Black America.
Are you a senator Tommy?
Biden said the only way he would give you reparations if the Native Americans were a part of it.
Yep. Matter of fact, every time you, especially with white people, or what they call them, the socialists. Whenever you bring up reparations, the first people they bring up, reparations for Black people, the first group they bring up is Native American. You go, what they got to do with me?
What reparations can you offer the Native Americans?
Unless you're going to give them the country.
The only reparations left for Native Americans, quote unquote, is for you to get the hell up out their country.
Quote unquote, their country.
That's the only reparations that's left.
And you ain't doing that.
Why would I want y'all to stay here? Go.
You're going to give me some money.
If you give me the country, okay, now you can go. That's what Black people would do.
Yeah. You can
Let me take that back.
Why? Some niggas will be acting for stragglers.
Some people be married to some people, and
I'm not leaving. They not leaving.
They not leaving.
Well, you gotta go too.
Well, you gotta go with them too. Damn it.
Leave.
And when your black ass leave, you ain't coming back.
You're officially banished.
You banished.
U.S. Senator Tommy Tuberville on Saturday said Democrats are in favor of reparations because they are pro-crime. Good Lord. This is why I say Republicans, unlike Democrats, don't try to go for a base that's not theirs. The Democrats constantly trying to get Republicans to vote for them. Republicans don't care about Democrats voting for them. These comments he made, he literally said Black people are criminals. Literally. You want to give reparations to criminals. That's what he's saying. He don't care about anybody from that demographic voting for him. I can respect it. He said,
I'd rather have somebody tell me to my face.
Yeah, instead of stabbing me in my back.
Exactly.
He said Tuberville, Republican in Alabama, Republican made a comments while at a rally held by former President Donald Trump in Nevada. They want reparations because they think people who do crime are owed that. Tuberville said a crowd cheered behind him. Bullshit.
Now they trying to link Donald Trump with him. You saw how they did that?
Well, he did support him. So,
but Trump did not know that's what he was gonna say when he got out there on that stage.
All right. Let's play what he said.
Some people say, well, they're soft on crime. No, they're not soft on crime. They're pro-crime.
Oh, that's how y'all gonna do it.
Some people say, well, they're soft on crime. No, they're not soft on crime. They're pro-crime. They want crime because they want to take over what you got. They want to control what you have. They want reparation because they think the people that do the crime are owed that. Bullshit. They are not owed that.
Now, what is he saying right there?
It's a black man behind. It's two black dudes behind him.
I don't see him cheering. You notice that? But let me listen to what he said right here.
Over what you got. They want to take over what you got. They want to control what you have. They want reparation because they think the people that do the crime are owed that. Bullshit.
Now, what he's saying is that, they want to take what you own. When what he's doing is he's rallying his base and saying they want to come to your house. That's a black woman too, ain't it?
No, I thought it was a black woman. She got a tan.
Oh, okay. Yeah, she white. But what he's basically saying is he's telling the people there they want to come to your house, take your stuff, take the money out your bank account and give it to black people. That's what the Democrats believe. Not black people, criminals. So when you look at your late night news and you see the stuff that happened, you see these black people come on your screen who committed crimes, that's who the Democrats support. That's who they want to give reparations to. Not the two black people behind me right here. Not them. Which they got to feel a certain way. He must call black people criminals. Like, how much can you look past the comments these people make to say, well, I just want to vote policy? Like, at some point, you got to be like, yo. This is why people call black Republicans spineless. Just as much as the liberals. They spineless. The same way the liberals want that hug, the Republicans want the handshake.
I agree.
All right, let's move on.
But not all.
Not all what?
Not all.
When I say all? All right.
There are some good peoples.
You sound like what's his name? The ambulance chasing.
Leave him alone. He working on the case.
Peepers. Now this is what Hotel 64. This is what Nina Turner had to say on the topic. Nina Turner, she look a little different when you see this.
Nina Turner is working out.
Let's see what she had to say.
They want crime because they want to take over what you got. They want to control what you have. They want reparation because they think the people that do the crime are owed that. Bullshit. They are not owed that.
And just to be clear, they want reparation because they think the people that do the crime are owed that. There's no other way to read that sentence, and we've reached out several times to Tuberville's team. There's no other way to read that other than black people want reparations and they do the crime.
Is that what he means by they? Yeah. When he keeps saying they want that or they?
There's only one conversation about reparations, and it's for descendants.
And crime. Tommy Tuberville can go to hell. And let me tell you why. The fact is, he made tens of millions of dollars off unpaid black men as a football coach. He literally has the...
Speaking of that, I remember when the coach of Clemson, when they were asking should college football players be allowed to make money, and he was completely against it. Same thing with Nick Saban, the coach of Alabama. These guys get the top of the creme de la creme of black athletes to come to their school, and they were the strongest opposers to college athletes getting money.
Well, they're going there.
I agree. I'm just saying.
When are we gonna start waking up and have some conversations?
Well, now they're getting paid. Now they can make the money off their name, NIL deals and stuff. Which even the playing field, because now you got, you can go to HBCU now. You can get that same deal at HBCU. Mm-hmm. You can get the dealership deal, the shoe deal, the deal with the media company. You can get that at the HBCU too.
They still not gonna go there.
Well, some of them are going. A lot more are transferring.
He said he can go to hell. Yeah. I imagine an old black man saying, that Tommy can go to hell for what that shit that he said.
The stature he has. Because people went out there and assumed the risk and incurred the risk of concussions, playing hard and everything. And then for him to give these racist tropes, I mean, it infuriates me. But this is a large swath of the Republican Party that they have to deal with that they've never done.
Yeah, I mean, they just flat out, he's talking about black people. He should man up and say it. American descendants of slaves do deserve reparations in this country. They absolutely do. But for him to equate a whole group of people as being criminal, you know what's criminal?
She about to go in. All right.
When Nina Turner right, she right.
She right. I haven't seen her wrong too often. She's not wrong too often. She just kind of don't say certain things.
She wrong with the place she decided to
work. Let the woman get a check.
I don't agree with that.
Let the woman get a job. The party ain't gonna let her in, so she just said, "Let me go get a check." Attacks and insults fly at final Wisconsin Senate debate. Senator Ron Johnson and Lieutenant Governor Mandela Barnes repeatedly went after each other on a heated debate that focused heavily on crime, gun violence, and economy. Let me just
Our final question here tonight is, both of you have been successful in life. You have 30 seconds here. Mr. Barnes, you go first. What do you find admirable about your opponent?
Well, no, seriously. I do think, the senator has proven to be a family man, and I think that's admirable. That's absolutely to be respected. He speaks about his family. He's done a lot to provide for them. I absolutely respect that.
Mr. Johnson.
I mean, likewise, I appreciate the fact that Lieutenant Governor Barnes had loving parents, a school teacher, father worked third shift, so he had good upbringing. I guess what puzzles me about that is with that upbringing, why is he turned against America? I mean, why does he find the founding of America awful? It's
somehow
it puzzles me.
We did not.
It's still does it amaze you that they act so bewildered to the notion that black people hate this country? Not the country, but who they are basically. Because basically when they say you hate America, they're saying you hate white people. They consider America.
White people feel that they are America.
They are America. The same thing with the Christians. Like I said, the Christians, they tie their religion to the America. So when they say they're patriotic, they're saying they're Christian. Christian values are embedded in their country. So when you say America, they think you're saying white. So when he says, why does he hate America? He's really saying, why does he hate white people? And he don't understand that niggas have found a way to disassociate you from America. They completely separated you. Now, people outside of America, for whatever reason, don't know how to do that. I've seen conversations with people from other countries, and they'll be talking about America, and they'll tie black people into that, and then say Black America, and they kind of combine America and Black America into one thing. And it's like, that's not how it is. It's two nations in this country. It's two separate nations. And when you come to this country, you got to pick one to associate yourself with. You either pick the white nation or the black nation. A lot of people pick the white nation. Some people pick the black one. That's just how it go. But they had this debate going on. They also got one. This right here is showing the separation that's happening in this country, as Travis brought up earlier.
Sure did.
Succeed from Oregon, the Patriot Awards. This is Fox News. Succeed from Oregon. Greater Idaho is on the ballot in 2 conservative counties. So basically, in Oregon, 2 of the counties are going to vote, or they want to vote at least, to separate from Oregon and its liberal politics to join Idaho. I have never.
Idaho.
When is the last time a place tried to join another state? We know we heard about Texas wanting to divide up into 5 states a couple years ago.
I think
We know they want to turn Puerto Rico into a
the north
state.
part of Texas wanted to combine with
Oklahoma.
They were going to call it Texahoma or
Well,
something like that.
I'm saying that happened all the way back in the 1800s. I'm talking about, when has that happened in the last 100 years? So now this is what they're trying to do. They said many rural Oregonians,
like
fed up with the state,
Washingtonians.
fed up with the state's liberal politics, want to move to Idaho, or rather move Idaho to them. The Greater Idaho movement proposes redrawing Oregon's border so that about 2/3 of Beaver State's landmass becomes part of neighboring Idaho. The movement has already gained support from 9 counties in eastern Oregon, and 2 more will vote on whether they want lawmakers to work the logistics of moving the border. Damn. So these people are like, we got to get away from these people. They want to get away from them.
They just want to leave literally a script of Oregon. That's the Portland.
Yeah.
On down.
Eugene, those places.
Because those are the liberal.
He said it makes more sense for Eastern or Oregonians to get state level governors coming from Idaho, where they share their values, share their culture, and share their politics, than it does to be governed by Western Oregon. Greater Idaho spokesman Matt McCall told Fox News. Look, this is the border. This is the what Biden won the blue places, and the red is Trump.
But the blue probably has
the blue is more populated.
Yeah.
So these people are like, man, why do we gotta do what these little group counties want to do?
Because they're the majority.
So this is gonna be the new. Look at this. They're taking 2/3 of the whole state and joining Idaho. Number one, is this even possible? Or should I say, will it be allowed?
I don't think so.
Because if you do this, Idaho becomes a much bigger state. It becomes much more a part of politics. All of a sudden, the presidential race,
exactly.
Idaho is important. Oregon is not important now. Even it's not that important now, but still.
It's gonna be a no.
They ain't gonna let it happen. What can they do though? This is a state level thing. When can the government step in and stop it?
When they want to.
What would he do? Would he threaten them with something?
No, you know they got something on everybody.
Well, I don't mean personally to the people that want to do it.
No.
Yeah, they probably smear them. The CIA go in and accuse them of being part of, which they probably are part of some of those Proud Boy groups and stuff. Call them terrorists trying to destroy the nation from the inside.
Probably so.
But that's how bad it's getting, where people want to leave. They want to separate states. We already know the country is pretty much divided. I mean, remember when, what was that, last year, 2 years ago? When if you was in California, you could not travel to Florida? Remember that? If you was in California, you cannot travel from Florida. You were banned.
Well, they getting out of California.
Yeah, they're moving to
all
Texas.
The celebrities are moving out. They're going to...
They're leaving Hollywood, yeah.
They're leaving Hollywood because they know something about to happen.
You think that's what it is, or you think they're trying to get away from those policies?
I think they know something about to happen.
Or them taxes.
That too. California's supposed to split. It's supposed to have that big earthquake
Yeah.
And the whole state is supposed to split away from United States.
Oh yeah, California. Yeah. Let me show this right
Washington is overdue for
here.
an earthquake too.
This place has been overdue for how long now? 20 years, 30 years? Let me show this right here. This is the same.
Go to the train. You know, there's a lot of people sleeping on the train too. It's people walking.
This is the same person
talking to black people
around sleeping on anywhere they can find a spot.
Damn. This is the same person who interviewed black people about Trump a couple months ago.
She went to the South though last time.
Yeah, and she was asking them would they vote for Trump, and they was like, "Yeah, I vote for Trump." Biden ain't did this and that, so keep that in mind. It's the same person.
This is what you see. That black guy was laying. That's how you see it up here.
Yeah. So right here, the Bronx locals say homeless being kicked out to make room for illegals. Now think about this for a second. They're kicking out American citizens who are homeless to help people who are illegal. I'm not surprised at this point.
Nobody should be.
Now, is this done by Mayor Eric Adams? Is this Mayor Adams doing this? Look, now you gotta that ain't my boy. Please stop associating me with that man.
Why?
Because
he was in an
boy.
outrage.
No, I was making the point they were trying to rob him. They did.
Maybe he should have been robbed.
They wouldn't have did nothing different.
You don't know
You
that.
really think wasn't the woman who they thought was gonna win? Wasn't she Hispanic?
So
What
just
you think
because
she
they're
was gonna
Hispanic,
do?
hold on now. There are Hispanics out there that say we don't want. They come from a communist country, and they know what it leads to. That's why they get the hell up out of there. So we don't know that.
All right, let's show this.
Go to the train. You know, there's a lot of people sleeping on the train too. It's people walking around sleeping on anywhere they can find a spot to sleep at. And I really feel that, you know, a lot of that is happening because of a lot of the people that's coming in and immigrants is coming. And they putting them first and neglecting the people that actually is born and raised here. You know, because even look right now, as we're right here, I'm showing you areas where there's people that's sleeping outside, but the Bronx Borough president and the mayor just finished opening up a whole encampment up in Orchard Beach where they're housing people from another country, but our people still sleeping on the train and still sleeping outside.
And I've heard from a couple of NYPD sources that New Yorkers are getting kicked out of homeless shelters to make room for Venezuelan migrants or any other illegal immigrants. Have you heard stories such as this one?
Oh, yes, I heard a lot of that, you know, and it's a reality that is happening because you're seeing more people on the street than you ever seen. You're seeing more people on the train.
I spoke to a pastor about 6 months ago in Port Chester, New York. Now, Port Chester, New York has a very heavy Central American population. And the pastor of this church told me that what ICE has been doing is flying the migrants into Westchester County Airport at night, processing them, putting them on buses, and dropping them down the block from his church and telling them, find the nearest church, they will help you. He told me that he had 2,300 individuals in his soup kitchen for lunch the day before I was there. He cannot keep up with this. He's at his wit's end that there's a humanitarian crisis being created by our own federal government.
Because they're trying to get you ready for when they trying to get you ready for when they get ready to do what they're gonna implement.
What?
Well, they're building apartments. They don't want cars on the road. They want you to take public transportation. They want you to solely rely on the government.
Well, yeah, that's definitely. That's what they doing. What does it keep happening? That's why they're doing the basic income thing, universal basic income thing in certain places. We saw them do it in Chicago. They did it in Atlanta like a couple years ago, like a year ago, 2 years ago, something like that. He said, I read that they're labeling people crime victims to the housing benefits. Ooh. They're labeling them crime victims to get housing benefits. So, so they're taking the illegal people, labeling them victims so they can lie and say somebody is a woman, for instance, or she's in an abusive relationship.
You remember we saw that video where he talking about the women or children are coming, but the men are coming too.
Yeah.
The men are saying they're 18,
And
but
they
they're
look
really
40. Then
he started out at 30, but he ended up 40 by the end of the conversation.
Yeah.
That was in the UK though.
Yeah, Eastwood. What up, Eastwood?
Eastwood is back.
All right. All right. Herschel Walker's black supporters. Herschel Walker's black supporters say their votes are about Senate control and conservative values. Well, this is their chance to take back the Republican Party, isn't it? It's yours.
It's yours.
Yeah. That's how we go back to that's how black people, black men were one of the foundings of the Republican Party because it was the working class party back then, it was the working class party back then. Black men had a big party in it. They kind of, I won't say they stopped voting Republican, but they didn't vote nearly the high number. They used to go 30, 20, 25 to 30% up until Obama. When Obama came, the Democrats for the first time in forever got 90-some% of the black male vote. It was just, wow. And then that's went away, and now they're starting to criticize those votes are going back down to the 70% that it used to be, and saying that Batman, they're voting against their value. No, they've been voting this way.
That's why no voting, no vucking.
Oh yeah.
But they really mean to say that they really mean if you don't vote for the Democratic Party.
Yeah. Herschel Walker's black supporters saw that my vote is strictly about control of the Senate, period. We need every seat, said a black conservative radio host who intends to vote for Walker. Shelley Winter, a black conservative radio host in the bustling capital of New South, considers Herschel Walker a means to an end. His supporters of the Georgia Republicans' candidacy for the U.S. Senate rest on the fact there are 35 Senate seats up for re-election next month, and if the former football star can overtake their incumbent, Democrat Raphael Warnock, it will be a boom that could help the GOP retake the majority. The controversies that have enveloped Walker's campaign include the reports that he paid for a former girlfriend's abortion, which he denies and easily overlooked. Yes, there's a lot of stuff that he doesn't look. There's a lot of stuff that doesn't look so good for Herschel, said Winter, co-host of The Word on the Street. But my vote is strictly about control of the Senate, period. We need every seat. Now, ain't that the same thing they said about Biden?
Yep.
When people was like, how you going to vote for him? He's too old. He lost. He don't know what's going on. They was like, just vote for him to get Trump out. Yeah. And he's saying the same thing. NBC News interviews 6 black conservatives, many of whom echo Winter in saying that they would cast their vote not necessarily about enthusiastic support for Walker, but more desire to see Republicans retake the chamber. Well, which Democrats have narrowly controlled thanks to their sweep in Georgia 2 Senate runoff elections in January 2021. The sentiment matches that of the Republican overall. Concerns about retaking the majority are outweighing all else. The race between Warnock and Walker has been one of the most competitive in the country. First off, let's talk about the fact that it's actually competitive. How in the hell are you having a competitive race with Herschel Walker? When I look at this race and the fact that they're making it such a big deal, I think they know that if Herschel Walker wins this race, what does it say about the other states?
They're done.
You're done. And another thing is it really hard to beat Trump's name? Like Trump, obviously, he's behind him. Like, is it really hard to beat a Trump-backed candidate? We saw that he got a 90% win percentage at this point.
Trump got some pull.
Like, damn. He can get behind anybody, and it's hard for y'all to beat him. Herschel Walker should be getting dusted off right now. It should not even be close.
Yep. But
but it is. Now, Herschel Walker, this is the shit we talk about right here. Herschel Walker's full-blood Cherokee claim is news to his mom. What's up?
So we got Elizabeth Warren out here saying she's
Native
American. Trump called her Pocahontas. So I guess he called him
Geronimo.
Herschel Walker. Hustle Walker is a damn Geronimo.
Oh, Lord. Herschel Walker's mom claimed that his grandma was full-blood Cherokee into question. Walker, who has been called a pathological liar by members of his own campaign team, appears to be bending the truth on another piece of his past. Herschel Walker may have been caught in another lie this week when his own mother refuted a talking point the Georgia Senate candidates has been attributing to her. I found something out. My mom told me that My mom just told me that my grandmother was full blood Cherokee. He said that on September 28th campaign stop. So I'm Native American. I was like, whoa, hello. So I'm a super mutt. I don't know what I am.
What?
The nigga called himself a mutt and said, I don't know what I am. If your grandma, if this was true, if your grandma is Native American and everybody else is black, what you think that make you? You only two damn things. You are like you a child of the world. You just an Asian and Indian and got a little Caucasian and Mexican and you like, no.
Everybody in the family done got around.
Walker told his supporters that he then questioned his mom about never telling him about that part of his ancestry. Well, she said it's news to her brother, so I don't know what to say. I don't know what I am, but that was so funny. That was so funny. I said, Mom, why you never said anything to us? She said, back in my days, a lot of Americans were treated worse than black.
Here we go.
Here it goes.
Here we go with the bullshit. We know that Native Americans own blacks.
Now you see that? We just saw the other dude saying that Mexicans are treated worse and how they built the country. Now you got him, a man running for office.
2 fucking L's. Y'all done took 2 fucking L's in this video.
Now you got a man running for office saying that natives were treated worse. Yeah, something called the Black Code, Jim Crow. I ain't even got to get into it, but yeah. I'm not even about to show him tell the bullshit story.
That's who they put in front of y'all.
Like I said, I believe he's running the same reason why Larry Elder ran, which is to make sure that the person who's already in office wins. They need to make sure Newsom wins. So they did the same thing. They tried to do that with Trump against Hillary, but it backfired. Try to put up the worst candidate so that the person you want to win will win. When Trump ran for office, they should have. He had no reason to talk about him, but he was on
Trump only got into office because they wanted him to get into office.
Well, I know that part. I'm making the point. They used the same strategy. They promoted Trump during the primaries when there was other people to talk about, but they only talked about him. And then when he won, they act like they were surprised.
Well, he had the biggest personality too. He was not going to be ignored and not talked about.
He was viewership.
True.
Herschel Walker embodies every negative stereotype Black Americans have fought against for decades. Let me tell you something. Even Warnock. Did you know Warnock got asked a question about child support?
Yep.
The 2 black men running against each other, got baby mama drama, abuse allegations, failed child support pay. Like, come on. Everything you could think of as a negative stereotype about the black man, these dudes are getting asked about it. I ain't never seen nobody get asked about child support running for office.
May everybody else pay their child support.
Shit. We know that ain't true.
Who didn't pay the child support that you know of that ran for office?
I don't know nobody who was on child support that ran for office. That's the point.
Is Warnock married?
No, he got a divorce. He said he's divorced and he takes care of his children every way.
What?
I know. I thought when you ran for office, you need to be married. But
when you run for office,
it's a culture thing.
When you have a family, it shows leadership.
It shows that you can run your household. If you can run your household, you can run a country or a city.
Mayor Adams is not married. He's a bachelor.
Yep. Who's think
your boy Tim Scott in South Carolina is not married.
Nope.
He's a bachelor.
Nope.
Why are these black dudes?
It ain't just black. It's the white ones too. It's the women, the men, all of them. A lot of them got girlfriends and boyfriends.
Oh yeah, Stacey Abrams too.
What's her name? Even AOC has is she married yet or she still got a boyfriend?
Who?
AOC.
No, she's still dealing with that white boy.
No, is they married?
No.
They're still a boyfriend. That's what I'm saying. Like none of them will get married no more. It's not a requirement to be married to run for office no more. Maybe president.
But that's
to win at least.
It's a little different when you are when you're running for mayor, governor, president. When you're running for those type of roles, you should be married.
That's what I'm saying. I think president, most people still gonna be married.
Mayor, governor should be married too.
Yeah. But that ain't the case no more. For some Republicans,
we've seen prime ministers overseas that are single.
What's that woman from New Zealand?
Even the
no,
UK,
she's married. The one from UK, yeah,
Prime Minister
Liz Truss.
Liz Truss.
The woman before her. Hell, the dude was cheating on his wife. He had divorces and side babies and shit.
Don't go into gossip.
It's not gossip. These are damn political figures. They set culture for the country. When your damn president, prime minister, whatever, is having outside babies, affairs, not married.
Well, hell, the citizens having outside.
That's my
babies.
point. The citizens gonna look at it like one shit.
No, the citizens been doing that long before I got it
My
off.
point is they represent a standard for the country.
They been doing that long before I got
I'm
it
saying
off.
they represent a standard.
And they gonna be doing it long after I'm gone out of office.
You gonna blame me for this shit?
Don't blame me with the shits.
For some Republicans, any one body that can be used as a pawn is sufficient. The fact that Herschel Walker happens to be black is an irony too delicious to resist for some voters who have chosen to rally behind one of the most unqualified political candidates in recent memory. He said the same thing about Trump. To some voters, Walker is a malleable, warm body, ready to be used.
Get your professional voice on.
His difficulty is articulating a comprehensive sentence. Wait!
Get those words out.
Do you hear that? His difficulty is in articulating a comprehensive sentence. Who does that, I wonder?
What now?
Who else? They're saying that Herschel Walker has a trouble talking.
You do.
But there's another guy who's the president.
Who
struggles talking?
Joe? Well, hold on now. Joe is in his 80s and he has dementia.
And this man was getting hit in the head on football. He can form the same sentence as Biden.
You gotta, so we can go back and look at an old interview of Herschel Walker talking, and he'll be able to.
If I go back to a video in the 90s, he could talk better, I think.
You think? No.
Okay, I'm backing out. Okay.
Back
I don't know.
I can just tell by the way he talking. Ain't got nothing to do with no.
You think what you think? Say it.
The boy been touched.
He been touched by God. Oh shit. His documented history of violence, his obvious lack of understanding, and his moral hypocrisy regarding abortion do not matter. Certainly, black leaders are entitled to have different thoughts, ideas, and political ideologies. Some may disagree with conservative leaders like Senator Tim Scott of South Carolina, but they would not describe him as incompetent. Black political leaders can be conservative without being a walking stereotype. Well, is him being what he is have anything to do with him being conservative?
Who? Herschel?
Yeah, nothing he do got to do with being conservative. It's actually against conservative values. Not being married, kids outside of wedlock, abuse. Well, no, that's not really.
When you're in front of depending on when you're in front of an audience, you have to talk. You got to conform to that audience. The audience that Herschel Walker is speaking to is a white audience. So when he's
not
talking,
I'm sorry.
When he's talking, he has to not be fumbling his words, not as
a political candidate,
mispronouncing his words.
Yeah.
Even in that video that you played when he was talking, I was like, some of the words he was like, I was like, what is he saying? Just being honest.
What the hell is this? Vlad and Kababla. Who wants to compile? That's somebody trolling. Wait, his mother alive, the way he's speaking against reparations and using her name. Listen, the man is telling the world that his mama told him something and she alive. So she can come out and say that's not true. He don't care. I think he buys into the notion that long as I say it, it doesn't matter if they try to say it's a lie. I said it. And there's gonna be a segment of people that's just gonna go with it. He's not married, so he LGBT.
What did Regina say?
Regina said homeless being kicked out to make room for illegals, so the illegals will be next homeless. Is that what they mean? No, I guess the homeless people were living in shelters and
they
stuff.
Were kicking them out of the shelters to make room for the illegals.
The illegals. But you make a good point. Are they kicking the homeless people off the street to let the illegals be on the street? They're replacing the homeless with the illegals, so the homeless are like, they're not even homeless no more. It's just they literally got to stand in the middle of the street. It's just, but I think they're taking them out of shelters and stuff and replacing them in these soup kitchens and letting the illegals get first dibs. I think that's what they're saying. Yeah, Warnock is divorced. He said. Adams, he's not married.
Tim Scott is not married.
Tim Scott not married.
Stacey Abrams is not married.
Stacey Abrams not married.
We're just talking about black people.
Oh, not even just keep it to black people. What's her name was married? The woman from Detroit who beat Nina Turner. She was married, wasn't she?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
Nina Turner is married.
Nina Turner is married. That's why she didn't get in.
To a black man.
I'm a black man. Stacey Abrams says she's been in conversation with White House, wants Biden to join her campaign trail. You know what that means? Help! I've fallen and I can't get up. That's what that means. But with the Biden,
Stacey looking a little rough.
Yeah, when I saw this clip, I saw her face. I see concern.
I see. I fucked up.
Before,
you waited too late for this.
Hold up. I skipped something. Let me show these videos right quick of the Warnock, a couple minutes of the Warnock Herschel Walker debate. Let me just do this right quick.
Major political showdown in Georgia. Democratic Senator Raphael Warnock and Republican challenger Herschel Walker squared off in their only scheduled debate last night. Early voting for midterm elections begins Monday in Georgia. This closely watched contentious race between the Reverend and the former running back could decide control of Congress. Nicole Killian is in Savannah and joins us now. Nicole, good morning.
Hey, good morning to you, Dana. Representatives from both campaigns feel pretty good about how things went after a policy-packed debate that was full of fireworks and props.
The Southern hospitality quickly wore off.
This race is about who's ready to represent the people of Georgia.
As Democratic Senator Raphael Warnock and GOP challenger Herschel Walker retreated to their corners.
He's for Joe Biden, I'm for Georgia.
Clashing over everything from the economy, crime, and education to voting rights and abortion rights.
I believe in life. And I tell people this, Georgia is a state that respects life, and I'll be a senator that protects life.
He says no exceptions, even in the case of rape, incest, or the life of the mother. I think that's extreme.
Walker was also confronted again.
What? What? Y'all didn't read the news?
What?
The nigga that had the woman do 2 abortions. So how he pro-life? Somebody he don't believe in that shit. That's a talking point.
That's a talking point. That ain't how shit go. Like,
again about reports he allegedly paid for a woman's abortion in 2009.
That's a lie.
My opponent has a problem with the truth.
The freshman senator took aim at other claims by his opponent, including that he once worked in law enforcement.
One thing I have not done, I've never pretended to be a police officer.
I am with many police officers.
You have a prop.
Yes.
That is not allowed, sir.
Yes.
I ask you to put that prop away.
The candidate's personal issues were also thrust into the spotlight as Warnock was questioned about child support payments to his ex-wife.
Listen, I went through a divorce, like a lot of people. My children know that I am with them and for them, and that I support them in every single way that a father does.
While Walker was pressed about accusations of abuse against his ex.
I've been very transparent, and I'm not ashamed to admit it. And I said I had a mental problem.
Nigga blamed it on a mental problem. It is mental to be beating on someone, beating on a woman. It's a bit mental. But that's your candidates for senator, for the Senate in Georgia. That's what you got. One dude owed child support, the other getting abortions and beating on women, allegedly. I want to show one more clip from this debate. They were asked about whether or not he would support Biden if he ran in 2024. Tried to finagle his way out of the question, but it didn't work out. He ended up just not answering the question, and it's pretty clear that they've pretty much been given to know that we're not going to run him in 2024. So there's no need to say you're going to support him. Huh?
There's no need to answer the question.
Yeah, we're not going to run him. So I mean, it's still lagging. And look at this. Now I want to update. You see that? There's an update every weekend. There's an update.
Now, the debate moderators nor Senator Warnock really pressed Walker on that abortion allegation in any meaningful way, but Walker nevertheless emphasized.
Sorry about that. And okay. Man, fuck it.
Just that bad internet that we've been dealing with for the past 2 months. Everything moves slow. Everything stay browsing.
All right, forget it. Basically,
buffering.
He came when they asked him whether or not he would vote for Biden. He said he's not thinking about 2024. He's thinking about the people now, and he's thinking about what Georgians do. They hired him for a job, and he's focusing on them. And it's like, you ain't answer the question. He says a yes or no question. Now when
he's gonna play now.
No, that's the one about the badge.
Hmm.
Now, when what's his name? Herschel Walker was asked about would he support Trump if he ran again. He immediately said yes, I would, and he started attacking him for supporting Biden, saying inflation and the open borders and all that other stuff. Warnock tried to say that he stood up against the administration to make sure that they kept them. Keep in mind, Warnock, if I'm not mistaken, he's a Christian. Now, if I'm not mistaken, he's a pastor.
Yeah, he's a pastor.
He advocated for war against Russia. He said, I fought the Biden administration from not getting rid of the training of grounds in Georgia. He made sure they kept the military training grounds in Georgia. So I'm like, wait.
Christians not supposed to be going to war?
You're supposed to be against war.
Christians not supposed to be against war?
Matter of fact,
there's a time for war.
If you are a person who is a Christian, you're a person who's in the military, you're not allowed to become a Christian until you get out of the military. That's a thing. Yeah, if you're a person in the military, if you're at an actual Christian church, they'll tell you can't be a member of the church until you leave the military. They're supposed to be against war and killing in any way. Now, we know they ain't how it went, but it is what it is.
That's why people walking in the churches with guns.
Yeah, no discernment.
Sorry, you got to protect yourself.
Catch you slipping. All right, let me show this right here. Now, this story, I'm just going to show the video.
Asia loved basketball.
Yes, she did.
She loved basketball to the point to where she died doing what she loved.
Monday, 21-year-old Asia Womack. She died after being shot multiple times. Police and paramedics found her near Dallas's Fair Park Grocery. But it was here, on the basketball court of Terry Park, Asia Womack played a game against a friend. Police identify that friend as 31-year-old Cameron Hogg. There's an arrest warrant for him now.
She's eaten with this man, she's fed him, and he turned on her and killed her in a vicious way.
The motive for shooting and killing Asia Womack, as illogical as it may sound, the family believes the suspect didn't like losing a basketball game to Asia and didn't like hearing about it. Police were told Hogg became angry after being teased by Womack after losing the game.
This is so senseless. This is so, you become embarrassed, basically, because a female beat you in basketball.
If you know where he is, where his whereabouts are, please, please turn him in.
I'm gonna say the fact that he can hide out in any way is insane. Who would hide him? Who is hiding him out? You allegedly shoot a woman.
Ain't allegedly.
Yeah. You shot a woman because how small, how fragile is what?
A lot of darkness in the world.
It's like when we saw it was a story of the two dudes, the fathers shot each other's daughters. The dude you were talking about who poured
there was a person I think it was in Texas. He poured boiling hot water down his 1-year-old daughter's mouth. 1 year old and poured boiling water down a baby mouth.
Like what the hell's going on? It's wickedness. I'm gonna say this though. There's this thing we call, at least in modern terms, toxic masculinity. But what's funny is this would be called toxic masculinity because his ego was so fragile and it led to him acting in anger and violence and committing a heinous crime. But this isn't masculinity. This is a lack of it. This is a lack of masculinity. There's no way a man who has any sense is, first off, not even just a woman, a person in general. Why would you shoot anybody for losing a damn game? That has nothing to do with masculinity. That's the opposite. Let's move on. I just want to talk about this story because that was just crazy. All right. Music stopped again, huh? Didn't it? Yep. Okay. All right, next story. We saw this right here. I showed this a while ago. Stacey Abrams says she's conversating with the White House so they can come campaign with her. This is a cry for help. We're seeing that Kemp is gaining a lot of support from the black groups. I said last week, so last election, Kemp had less funding. He was less known than you. He was on national television, constant coverage. He beat you, allegedly by a small margin, but he beat you as a nobody. Now he has a track record. Some people are going to agree with some of the stuff he did. Some people are going to disagree. But he has a track record now. Now he's making inroads into the black community. You waited till now to truly start campaigning. You were supposed to be doing stuff like this months ago. So let me
wait to the last minute to start doing stuff like this.
Yeah, you wait till the last minute to start truly campaigning. So let me show what Killer Mike had to say on Charlamagne the Guy's fourth show. This is like fourth show, ain't it?
I wouldn't know.
Charlamagne got about 6 shows on Comedy Central.
I think like the fourth episode. Charlamagne had a couple of
I mean fourth show.
Yeah, he done had a couple of shows.
This is his second political show. Remember he had the late night show he tried to do? Or is this the same one?
This can't be the same one he brought Kamala on. It is the same one.
No, they remember they came out with his trailer and said it was something else. Then they gave it a new name.
Well, this is on Comedy
It's
Central.
all of it on Comedy Central. He's been on Comedy Central since what's the name of that show? Guy Code. After Guy Code, him and Lil Duval.
Oh, okay. So that's the CEO. That's the CEO that be texting him. That's why he keep getting all these damn shows on Comedy Central.
I don't know.
That's the CEO that keep texting him.
I don't know. Charlamagne got a lot of shows though. Let's show this.
The problem though is the guy she's running against is running an effective campaign. And Brian Kemp is running an effective campaign because this week what Mr. Kemp did was he went to an all-black boys school that's ran by a conservative black man down in Albany, Georgia, young black man. He didn't Dr. Umar you. He didn't go around preaching for a lot of years. That's no diss to Dr. Umar. He produced the school and then he started
Dr. Umar got the school, man.
I'm not mad. I'm happy.
He got it.
In fact,
why do you always got to diss
I
Dr.
don't know. They just love taking shots at Umar. They love popping at him.
You know what? I'm sending you $1,000. I swear to God, I love Dr. Umar.
It's not a credit.
So I'm glad he just got his school. I'm sending him. But this guy got a charter school with all black boys. So guess who the picture goes up with him yesterday? He has Governor Kemp with the boys yesterday. That picture goes up. Shelley Winters, who's an incredible black man, does a lot in Atlanta, happens to be a conservative, has a great radio show. He's a great radio show host, but he goes in the public and out in the streets every day. He got a bunch of conservative black men together. Kemp went with them. Then he went over to a Democratic enclave with Ryan Cameron, one of the most popular radio hosts ever out of Georgia, staunch Democrat, and then pressed the Democrats in that room. I would advise, if I was in Ms. Kemp's camp, you need to go everywhere he just went.
Ms. Abrams.
And Ms. Abrams, you need to go everywhere Brian Kemp just went, because what Brian Kemp did was have an effective week with black people. Wow. And I would love to see her do that, but if she doesn't, that ain't our fault.
But if she doesn't,
I think Abrams knows she done.
He knows she done.
I think he knows she lost already.
He done stuck a fork in that beef.
Let me stop. See, you rubbing off on me. I'm about to say something real.
He done stuck a fork in it.
Yeah, he's pretty much said, he thinks she lost already. He don't think allegedly she's behind in the polls. She's even losing some of the black vote. I think he's looking at it like, you ain't catching them. It's kind of already over. This is one of the women who are going to be on the panel
for Mr. Tariq Nasheed.
Yeah, So this is what she posted.
Philadelphia in the race in Pennsylvania. It's Cleveland in the race with Tim Ryan and J.D. Vance. It's Orlando and Miami and Val Demings' race. And so Democrats have to do a better job, particularly, and I can't wait for my phone to blow up after I say this, but particularly with black men. You just can't come to black men after Labor Day and say, come vote for us every 2 years. There has to be a more direct, engaged approach with black male voters who, by all intents and purposes, after African-American women, are the second largest turnout base. And that's just something that we haven't done forever. And
because it's too hard to get niggas to come out. You got to do too much to get them to come out. You actually got to, you got to have something to say, because they'll look at you and say you bullshit and move on. Now, Martin, unfortunately, the legend, Martin Lawrence always been quiet.
This November.
The only controversy he had was the allegation that Teacher Campbell, that's her name, Teacher Campbell, right? Levied against him. Most people don't believe. But now Martin out here advocating for the Michelle Obama organization, When We All Vote, telling HBCU students to vote. And everybody is asking how much they pay you. I saw a black man say, today I unfollowed a comedian legend because he sold out. I said, damn. I remember when a woman announced that she was unfollowing Tashina Arnold. And she said, you ain't got to announce it.
Do it.
She just do it. Why are you telling me you're going to unfollow me? And the woman made sure she showed her I'm following her, blocking her, and then say, thank you for telling me. It's like, why you got to show
the screenshot?
Yeah, why you got to show me that you blocked me? Like,
she wanted to take the knife, the rusty knife, stick it in, and then twist it.
And she didn't give a damn. She's like, okay.
Remember,
But she didn't.
we teamed up to ask all you HBCU students out there to sign up to get your campus involved in voting this midterm. Help get your community registered to vote. The election is only a couple of weeks away. See you at the polls. Peace.
Was he forced to say that?
He was reading the
He was
card.
scared for his life. He was looking at the camera, reading it.
He's like, please.
Eyes going in, cross-eyed.
Oh, you call
that
him?
wasn't Martin. He was under influence.
You call him Martin cross-eyed, caught like a pistol.
He wearing glasses.
Obama to campaign for Democrats in Georgia and Michigan in final weeks before midterms. The former president has also announced that he will be rallying for Senate candidate Mandela Barnes in Wisconsin later this month. So that close race he got with the dude in Wisconsin and in Georgia, he's going to be out. Is he really going to help them?
Obama's about to start stumping the grounds.
Will this actually help them?
No.
Is he really there campaigning, or is he there orchestrating?
Well, he's a puppet master.
That's what I'm saying. He going there to play puppet, man. Okay, you can't win on your own. Let me come show you how to manipulate this shit. Let me show you how the game go. It's funny. 10 years ago. Wait, no. Damn. It's been that long? 2008?
Yep.
16. Jesus Christ. Damn. That just hit me. 14 years ago, this man was held up as hope. Niggas fell for the okie doke in 2008. He got his one. He still got a hold on a lot of black people. A lot of black people still. I remember back then, if you said something negative about Obama, like, people would call you a coon. Not just accuse you of being Republican, they would call you a coon and really treat you like you shouldn't be a part of the community no more. Like, they would really treat you like shit. Now it's kind of changed a little bit, but he still got a lot of clout. Former President Obama announced Saturday he will be headed to Georgia and Michigan later to support Democrat candidates in the final weeks before midterm elections. Events are set for October 28 in Atlanta and October 29 in Detroit, according to a statement of Obama's office. Given the high stakes of this year's midterm elections, President Obama wants to do his part to help Democrats win next month. The statement read, he looks forward to stumping for candidates up and down the ballot, especially in races in states that will have consequences for the administration of 2024 elections. Now, I thought the dude Warnock said we're not supposed to be thinking about 2024. But the whole reason why this election in Georgia is considered to be important is because it will have implications for 2024. These stops are also in addition to Wisconsin, where he has scheduled to hold separate event on October 29th in Milwaukee for the Boost Senate candidate Mandela Barnes, a Democrat challenger for GOP Senator Ron Johnson, as well as Governor Tony Evers' re-election bid. NBC News was first to report Friday in the news that Obama would campaign in Wisconsin. So instead of Biden coming to help, it was Obama.
Well, Biden can't come and help.
Why not?
Biden don't even know who the hell he is.
Y'all, you think they felt like he'll be more of a negative than a positive? Well, shit. I mean, Obama might not.
He'd probably say, tell the reason why Stacey ain't the vice president.
Huh?
You remember when Stacey Abrams thought she was gonna be vice president?
Oh yeah, and they brought her on TV, and she had that sad face. It went from a big smile. Face. She had a big smile on her face, and then he said, "I wanted to bring you up here to say thank you." And she said, her face got anger, and this anger came across her face. It's like, you did all that. He brought you on TV to say thank you.
Biden and Stacey, you were supposed to be my pick, but they made me choose Kamala.
Yeah, they made me choose Kamala. You know, it is what it is. Now I want to show this. This is a discussion me and Travis had about when are you allowed to be the real you. So this interviewer here, who was interviewing Deion Sanders, who is now the coach of Jackson State University. He's interviewing him. He starts to talk, and Deion Sanders says, "Why you change your voice?" And he says, "Well, I'm trying to be professional." He said, "Well, were you not professional? Who you are isn't professional." And we go into this thing where, is there a such thing as workplace professionalism,
yes,
or is it just a standard, or is it just a standard that has been created outside of us that has made us and how we talk considered not professional?
There is a such thing as workplace professional.
Let me show it.
Now it's Jackson State head football coach, Coach Prime. Coach, how you feeling today?
No, straight up.
I always ask how you feeling.
You was not talking like that just 2 minutes ago. Can you do the interview? Can you come in like you normally sound?
I just want to be clear and concise.
And professional?
Yes, sir.
So being you is not professional?
Well, I mean, I can't say it was a co. I can't do that.
I ain't asked you to do that. I just want you to be you.
Okay. Yes, sir. All right. Let me start over.
Right.
All right. Joining me is Jackson State coach, Coach Prime. Is that the same?
Dog, it's the same. Like, just be you. Just try your best to be you.
Okay. All right. I thought I was doing that. But anyway, I want to just ask you, you feeling okay?
See, like, if I say, man, what's up, Rob J? That's me. What's up, Rob J? You know the difference? Did you see the difference?
Uh-huh.
That's what you do. And I don't know who you trying to please out there, but I just want you to try your best to be you.
Okay. Now, is he wrong for doing that to him?
Yes, he is.
Why?
Because that's his job. His job
is to not be him.
A news reporter.
His job is to not.
And there is a certain standard of way they have to talk. We make fun of it all the time, saying how they sound one way, and then how they sound differently when they are not reporting. I'm like that at work. I don't talk like this at work.
Why?
I talk differently.
Why?
Because it's like he said, I pronunciate my words correctly.
No, we're not talking about. See, this is another thing. People got this notion that when you pronounce your words correctly and enunciate, you still. No. That's not talking white. You changing the tone of your voice. You talk like this, and now you hello. What? That's not you.
It's a standard that has been set for
by
professionalism.
Who?
By whoever set the standard.
Who set the standard? That said that how you talk normally is not professional.
When it was established.
Who did that?
I don't know.
See, if George was here, he'd be calling you out right now.
Who?
George.
Oh shit!
Look, man, he's right.
He's not right.
You are interviewing a coach at an HBCU. If you can't be, wait,
what's up?
If you can't be you here, you can't be you nowhere. You're interviewing me, a black man. You a black man. We're on a HBCU. You're interviewing me at an HBCU. How hard is it to be you? Why do you feel the need to conform?
So what do you want him to say to him?
Be you. How you were talking to me before this camera turned on?
Give me an example of how
I don't know how he was talking. I don't know how he was talking.
He wanted him to say, what's up?
So why don't you talk the way you talking right now at work?
Huh?
Why don't you talk?
Because I'm not at work.
Why?
I'm not at work.
Why? Why don't you talk that way regardless? What does it matter?
Because First of all, they're not gonna understand me when I'm talking.
I understand you.
Certain
everybody
things I say, they're not gonna get. They're not
everybody in
gonna
this chat right now understand what you're saying. Why would they know? That don't got nothing to do with nothing. You're speaking English. It ain't like you're using all the words. You're using regular English.
Sometimes it ain't regular English, but I be saying.
Since when? In the last 5 minutes, what have you said in English?
I didn't say anything in the last 5 minutes that was not English.
Hell, the last hour.
Listen, Duke, I am not a tape recorder. I can't go back and rewind and remember what I said.
Remember what you said? You said you spoke nothing but English. Why is he expected to not be himself because he's an interviewer? We make the jokes all the time.
Because that's his job and that's the standard that has been put upon him is when he goes in interviews, he has to conduct himself in a certain way. That's the bottom line. That's it.
But who said that he has to... Are you sure that the company that he works for?
Yes, I'm pretty sure they have a standard.
It's JSU TV.
So they probably told him they want him to speak in a certain way too.
No, they didn't.
How you know that?
Because it's a HBC. How you gonna tell me at a black damn campus I can't talk like how I want to talk? I gotta talk this way.
You got the game twisted.
All right.
You honestly don't believe that they have a standard of conduct.
It's not conduct how I'm talking. What? I'm not cursing. You like I'm up here cursing and just being a damn. What the hell? I'm talking.
Well, dude, go be a journalist.
See, that's why I say this is what I was saying earlier about.
Come in and say what's up.
This is what I was talking about. This is what I was.
Do all that shit when you're talking to people.
This is what I was talking about when I said going to school to be a journalist make you a sucker. Not because there aren't no reason to go to college to be a journalist. I know there are people who want to go to school to be investigative journalists, to learn how to really get the facts and how to research properly and all the other stuff. My point is, when they tell you to do stuff like this in order to be a journalist, it's silly.
Well,
because there's somebody on the internet that got a little channel or got a Facebook page or got an Instagram or a TikTok, and they doing way bigger numbers doing the same journalism you doing, but they doing it in a way that people actually like. That's the difference. You get up here and you talk this way, and you know what some people do? They click off because they can't relate to it.
They click off when you talk this way.
What is it? That's the point. Why not just be you and them click off? Why not be you and they click off instead of just being you and somebody click off? If I'm me and you click off, I don't give a damn.
You gonna keep going? Or are we done?
See, he done now, y'all. You had all that smoke until we got on it. Now you ain't had nothing to say.
I said what I had to say.
Well, you didn't say nothing. All you said was...
I said that that's his job. That's the way he has been told to conduct himself, and that's it.
All right. I'm Rosanna. She said black men are so embarrassing. Hopefully they get justice for that. Or somebody, the dude who shot the girl for losing the basketball game. This is what happens when people consume too much hate speech. I don't know. You sure that dude listened to hate speech online that made him shoot a woman for beating him in a basketball game? The violent stories you guys reported on, oh my God, I can't wrap my hand around it. And it used to be avoid 10 channel watchers. These stories are insanity, yeah. It's always changes the tone of their voice. A valley voice is calling it and calling it proper. Shake my head. I agree there's a work voice because you can't be too comfortable with these people, with them people.
Exactly.
But see, you need an animal to build your shit up. By the way, she just built your argument up. I shouldn't have read it. I should have let it go. She built your shit up.
With me. Let me tell you why. Even when I had a certain employee that was working there, and when I spoke to this person, I would allow myself to talk like I talk on here.
Well, hold on.
And an employee overheard it, and she says, "Wow, when you talk to such and such, your voice is the way you talk is totally different compared to how we normally hear you."
But hold on, you're making an argument now. You messed up the argument. She gave you an alley-oop and you missed it. He was talking to another black man. That destroyed. You just made an argument that the person you were talking to who's black, no. You got comfortable with them.
Wait. He was doing an interview.
He was talking to the mic.
He's doing an interview. That's the difference.
But you're talking to a black man on HBCU campus.
He's doing an interview.
But this black man is asking you to be you.
He's not paying him though, so he can be quiet.
He bring a lot of money to the school.
I don't care how much money he bringing to the school. He's not his boss.
He's not. So what? He's not making him. It's just like, bro, be you. He's saying be
allowed
you.
to be himself because he's a coach. He's not a journalist.
Wait, how does it become about him trying to rule over him? The point is he's trying to get him to be him.
No, don't tell me what to do. I'm gonna talk how I want to talk.
But you won't because you change your voice when you were talking in front of this camera.
No,
that ain't how you want to talk.
I'm going to talk how I want to talk.
That ain't how you want to talk if you're only doing it in front of the camera.
Leave that man alone. He should have slapped the shit out of him.
Oh yeah, okay. And then he would have lost his job. So wait, he can slap the shit out of him on camera, but he can't talk like his normal self on camera. You see how twisted y'all is? Let's move on. Y'all.
I'm not violent.
Oh yeah,
I did not mean.
That's the violent one. Again, the violent one.
I'm not violent. He should have not, resulted into violence.
No, see, that's that toxic masculinity coming out. Look at you.
And yeah.
Want to put hands on that man.
Violence to get his point across.
Mm-hmm. Second Wellstar closure creates healthcare void for more Black Atlanteans. I ain't gonna lie. I gotta start changing these stories because most of our stories is about California and Georgia. For some reason, it's a lot of shit going on in those two places.
I can't believe they're not majority Florida.
Now, Florida, we talk about Florida, it be damn somebody getting robbed, somebody getting shot, some crazy ass Florida man story. Florida different. People been asking for years for them to get cut off. Atlanta Mayor Andre Dickens has called for immediate answers for Wellstar health system officials to address the crisis. There's this thing called food deserts, where there are certain places, particularly in Black communities, where there's no grocery store within miles, and they have to travel long distances to get there.
There's a video on YouTube with a Black woman talking about it. I think she lives in Memphis, Tennessee, or somewhere in Tennessee.
So now they're starting to have health deserts. They're going to have healthcare deserts where you're going to have to go. When we grew up, there was not an emergency room when we were growing up in our city. We had to go to the next city to get to an emergency room.
It wasn't that far, dude. It was like literally up the road.
But now there's an emergency center in that city,
which is good.
But you just said it wasn't that far.
It wasn't that far.
So why would need one in the city? See? You see what happened? You see what happened? That's what happened.
There was hospitals on either side of the...
I'm sorry, y'all. All right. In a strongly worded letter on Friday, Atlanta Mayor Andre Dickens called for immediate answers. We saw that. For address the crisis caused by a planned shutdown of a level 1 trauma center in the city, Wellstar's second such closure this year. Dickens says city leaders are scrambling to gather resources for patients and medical staff who will otherwise be stranded by the November 1st closure of the Atlanta Medical Center main campus, located in Old Fourth Ward, writing that he has a serious concerns about the long-term impacts of the closure. Dickens called on Wellstar to detail plans to address possible gaps in patient care, as well as help staff and medical students whose jobs and training are at stake. Once again, now this place apparently weren't getting the resources they deemed necessary. Wellstar's announcement last week came just months after the health system shut down its emergency room in East Point, leaving a majority Black Tri-City region southwest of Atlanta without a hospital. Wellstar officials said the emergency services at a facility formerly known as Atlanta Medical Center South was being underutilized. Nearly 80% of the population meant to serve there instead chose to go to AMC's main campus or to Grady Memorial Hospital. The East Point site is now operating at an urgent care facility.
I can already tell you what they say about that hospital.
That place dirty, the food nasty. That's what they be saying. So basically,
they don't know what they doing.
It had to shut down because the Black people weren't going there.
Exactly. So how can we sit here and try to say, oh, the closure, they gonna be out? No, they got 2 other hospitals to go to. They choosing not to go there.
Well, we gotta see what's the hospital about. Is it, is it clean? Is the food?
Oh, now here we go. We got to talk shit about the hospital now because they don't go there.
All right, look at this crazy story. New York congressional candidate makes porn video in order to show sex positive campaign. Now, we were just talking earlier about these politicians not being married, having kids out of wedlock, and how
underway 11 weeks before the midterms in 2 of the country's biggest states.
How that's not the norm for politicians. Now we got a politician who's literally releasing porn And of course, it's New York.
New York or Florida?
Yeah, if you told me this story without telling me where it happened, I probably would assume Florida. No, I would assume New York or California, one of those two. I wouldn't assume Florida. So he releases he released the video to show that he's sex positive, which means he wants to legalize prostitution. Now I got to ask you a question.
That's coming.
Do you support the legalization of prostitution?
Do I what?
Do you support the legalization of prostitution? Government-controlled sex work, as they call it.
They're going to make them honest workers.
Make an honest woman out of them?
They're going to make an honest woman out of them.
Well, do you support it?
I mean, if that's the profession that you choose to go
No, I'm
into,
asking you, do you think it's a thing that would be positive, would have a positive influence? Well, that's not even the right answer.
positive influence.
Yeah, that's not the right question. Would it be something that would be more detrimental than what it is now?
Oh, you mean the fact that there'd probably be more women that would become prostitutes?
Yeah.
If it was legalized?
Or would it help?
Help what?
The alleged attacks they have to deal with and all that stuff? Even I'll be saying. Go ahead, come on.
I personally think that that's not a profession that black women should go into. But
nobody. Why are you assuming? Why when I say prostitute, you think black woman?
Well, hold on.
yeah, I did it. I just did that. Yeah.
You wicked as hell. No, I said that because I'm telling them don't go into that.
Well, you can't tell him what to do.
No, I can't tell him what to do.
You just told a black man that's not telling another black man to be himself. So
what?
You just told Deion Sanders not to tell a black man to be himself.
We still.
So you can't tell a black woman not a prostitute.
Okay, then.
That might be who she is.
Be a hoe.
Like Eddie
be
Murphy.
Be
somebody. Be a hoe.
So that's what you want to do. Go do it.
An independent congressional candidate. He's an independent, by the way. He's not associated with either party yet. In New York upcoming seat, Representative Gerard Nadler made porn video. He's a Democrat. Democrat NY. So he's running as a Democrat, but he's independent. I'm sorry, he's a Democrat, but he's running as independent, I guess. Made a porn video to show off his sex positive campaign. At a self-described liberal independent candidate. He's running to unseat Representative Gerard Nadler. I'm sorry, he's a Democrat. Mike Itkis is the one who's the independent candidate who's uploaded a porn video. Sorry about that.
The name of the character in The Mask?
Itkis? I don't know. Mm-hmm. Uploaded the video titled Bucket List Bonanza to Pornhub over the summer with porn performer Nicole Sage and told City and Senate that he made the video as a conversation piece. Itkis said he's simply talking about the issue of sex positivity, wouldn't show others that he's committed to the issue. So he's saying I had to show him I had to show a video of me doing it to let him know I support it. I ain't no fake. I'm really out here in these streets.
Putting in work.
I'm in the mud. I'm right in the mud with you. Oh man.
We didn't need you to put a video out for us to know that you were what is he saying he is?
He's sex positive.
Sex positive.
What is sex positive?
Exactly.
Who is not sex positive? Who's not sex positive? Like,
well, some people are. Some people don't. You know, they're.
As in you're against it. Not that you don't have it or not. It's who's against it happening ever.
Well, there's probably there is a sector out there.
No one pays attention to those
there
people.
is a sector out there that
that believes that nobody in the world should have sex.
Yeah.
Okay.
They just wanted to go away.
5th grade teacher arrested after admitting to active kill list of students and staff. The teacher allegedly told a student they were at the bottom of her list. It's a woman.
They are on the list,
but you're at the bottom.
But they're at the bottom. So she like, if I run out of bullets by the time I get to you, you say.
She must hate them damn
but
kids.
But if I don't, you better run like hell.
At approximately 5 p.m.
I'm gonna put lead in you.
At approximately 5 p.m. on Wednesday, officers from East Chicago Police Department were dispatched to speak with a principal and assistant principal in St. Stanislaus. How you said it? Stanislaus School, located about 20 miles south of downtown Chicago, in reference to a threatening report that school officials have learned about early in the day regarding 5th grade teacher Angelica Corrasqualio?
Torres.
Huh?
No, Torres.
What's talking about Notori?
Isn't her last name Torres?
Notori, what you talking about? Oh, right here.
Yeah, ain't her last name Torres?
Oh, I'll be reading this name.
Oh.
Yeah, Torres.
Oh.
We'll just call her Torres. A 25-year-old educated from Griffin, Indiana. At approximately 12:45 p.m., the fifth grade student told his or her counselor that the fifth grade teacher made comments to him, her.
Teacher made comments
To him, her. Is it a boy or girl that said this? Ah, Lord. About killing herself. Wait, okay, hold on.
Her
A
counselor.
fifth grade student told her, so they not tell if it's a boy or girl that said this, counselor, that the fifth grade teacher made comments to him, her. This is retarded.
You see what happens when you use these
So basically they're not telling us whether or not the student was a girl or a boy. I don't know if that's on purpose or if they're trying to do the whole pronoun thing. About killing herself. So the teacher was threatening to kill herself. Students and staff at the school, East Chicago Police Department said in the statement released on social media, the teacher further told the students that she had a list and that she was on the bottom of that list. Oh, so they're not telling you, okay. So they're not telling you whether or not the student was a boy or girl. School officials said that the teacher was immediately escorted to the principal's office to discuss this disturbing incident and subsequently admitted to them that she did make those statements, and the students also confirmed that she had a kill list. During the conversation, the teacher named a specific student on her list, but did not provide a list. Authorities confirmed. The principal then advised the teacher to leave and not return to the school pending an investigation. What's the investigate?
You're supposed to call the cops.
If that was a student, you would call the cops. If a student came out and said, I got a kill list, confirmed it.
But the teacher get to go home and wait for the investigation. When she confessed that she had a list.
That's crazy. Jasper Restaurant in Largo remained open with dead body inside restroom. A Prince George County restaurant remained open while a dead body was inside the women's bathroom for hours.
That's the black area.
Yeah, Prince George's County Police. Now, I saw the picture I put up. It showed a black woman, but I don't think the woman was black. So I don't know why that picture came up to show
Prince
that's the
George
person.
County, that's a black county.
But they didn't show a picture of the person who died. So I don't know if the woman was black or not. Medics who responded to the scene on the 9,000 block of Lotsford Road said the deceased patron most likely died of a heart attack. According to the police report, the women's bathroom was closed off and customers, however, the men's bathroom remained open for everyone to use. So wait, while this woman's body's in the bathroom, the cops are standing outside the women's bathroom, but the restaurant is still open and everybody's just using the men's bathroom. And there's a person's body in the women's bathroom. How do you...
Anything's possible.
Did the customers know? Did they tell the customers or did it... What? According to the police report, the women's bathroom was closed off. We saw that Jasper's was full, the reporter said. The table was still being seated while the woman lay lifeless in the restroom.
Maybe they don't do that no more.
Do what?
Maybe they don't,
close off the restaurant when something happened?
Restaurant, ask people to leave, put the yellow caution tape, We saw that with the guy that was, they said he committed suicide in the park. And the mother said when they went there the next day, they still had their event like it wasn't nothing.
Oh, yeah.
And they didn't close it off.
The kids at the park. The kids was at the park and the mother went out there. Her son was hanging up there and they just still had their event.
The next day, they just moved along like nothing was.
Dead bodies don't change people's...
Anything's possible after COVID.
Yeah. There's a code because one of us represents all of us, especially when something bad is being done. We don't have that luxury. Well, I would say that if you're talking to another black person on a black network, maybe you should be yourself, especially if that black person is telling you to. Black people of a certain generation are the ones who push that respectability politics the most. That probably would be the older generation. Probably what? You think that's the, what's their name? What they call the greatest, not the greatest generation. What they call them? Boomers.
The baby boomers.
Yeah. Tell us what's so funny. Duke is laughing too hard. Oh, this damn cat. Did people rate the video? Did it get views? Are you talking about, hold on. Oh, she talking about the dude who created the porn. I don't know. If he's a politician, people probably ran to it, especially when it hit the news. Now he probably got more views now than it did when it first came out. That's probably why he made it public. Let people know it was him. Like, go check out my work. They trying our best not to misgender the people. Yeah, either that or they were just trying not to tell you what the. Yeah, you're right. Matter of fact, they probably just trying to not misgender the child out of fear that there'll be backlash. So they assume the little boy or little girl's gender.
They like, we don't know what.
We don't know what they want to call themselves.
This human being is.
Leave? Is that white privilege? Exactly. Because even if there was a white kid, the cops would have came if they threatened to shoot students. I'm not even gonna say shoot. Kill students. A kill list. The fact that the teacher was allowed to just bounce and then get investigated is just crazy when they admitted to it. Prosecution serves a purpose. Not sure why it's illegal, especially with the prostitutes, as Johns nor pimps rarely ever get held accountable for by comparison. Well, up here they had a new thing they did a few years ago where they were arresting the Johns and not the prostitutes. I guess that didn't work out too well, so they just said forget it and let it go back to normal. Especially up here in this area, in the Seattle place especially. What's the name of that road? Route 66. That road is known for it. Matter of fact, we talked about the name of that street.
Stop beating around the bush. It's Aurora.
That street Aurora named after the sex goddess. So we kind of know why that happens the way it happens. An old preacher once said, "Tell the truth. If you a hoe, just say I am a hoe." Lift my butt up, and God can work on you from there. Yeah. Well, now with OnlyFans, a lot of them started admitting it. During the pandemic, OnlyFans blew up. You had regular smuggler women just jumping on OnlyFans. It was like, damn. This is when they came out and threatened to get rid of the sex work side, and then they backed up off of that and said, "Nah, let's just get this bread." Forget it. Oh yeah, they had a lot of customers. All right, let me look at this. Alex Jones. I'm pretty sure y'all know that dude. He speaks some falsehoods and some truth and mix it together. The stuff he's right on is stuff that is kind of, now I ain't gonna say common sense, but it matches the agenda that we see now. So the stuff he's right on, we would have found out regardless, obviously. But Alex Jones has been ordered to pay $1 billion over Sandy Hook lies. Will he? Now, apparently the actual number is $964 million. But here's the crazy stuff about this story. Alex Jones has admitted that his father has ties to the CIA. He said this.
Yep, they reached out to him.
He said his father was a CIA agent, and he said that they reached out to him to join the CIA. We know that he has
you got to have training to go.
Yeah.
To even like be more lineage.
You gotta. Now, keep in mind, Alex Jones also has a work visa for Russia. Now, I know they immediately take people to say, "Oh, he's a Trump supporter, the Russian." No, that's not what I'm going to. I'm saying he may be a spy. He may be some type of double agent. He does all this anti-globalism thing and all this other stuff.
They
but
speak Russian. You never know.
He may. But here's another part of this story. So the reason he got sued because of the Sandy Hook comments he made about it being a hoax, about it being a what's the word? False flag. He said it for years and years and years, and he's made points. And then they said that he was sending messages to the families, calling them liars and wrong for what they did and all this other stuff. Sending them.
That?
Huh?
He was doing that.
That's what they said he was doing. I don't know if that's what they said. I guess they proved it. I don't know if he lost. They said that he was sending CP or child pornography to them, saying that this is what you did when you sold your kids into trafficking. It's crazy. But here's the other side of that. The reason why they won this case is they said that what he did was destroy them mentally and emotionally. He defamed them, and that they need restitution. It's like, okay, if you're saying he lied and what he did hurt your family and all this stuff, okay. But here's the problem. How he gonna pay back? How you gonna pay you the money? If he's already filed bankruptcy and he know he can't pay you, then you're saying that he's gonna be forced. Either you're gonna take his company and split it up the resources amongst the families, or you're gonna continue to allow him to make profits from what he's saying so that he can pay you.
Is he still saying it?
Yeah. The whole reason why according to them in the lawsuit, they said that he was able to profit from his lies on the family. So the only way you can get your money now is if you let him continue to lie on your family to make the money and give it to you, which is going to be kind of awkward because you're saying that it's hurting you, but you're going to let him continue to say it to make money. Or you completely take him off the map, take his company, split up the company, and give it the resources to the money to the families. So do they want the money or they want him gone?
They want the money.
So they're going to allow him to stay on air and take donations so that they can get their money. But he can be saying the same thing that you sued him for. This story, yeah. And Alex Jones, if I'm not mistaken, he was the first ball to drop in the cancel on social media, wasn't he? He was the first person to be banned from all the platforms. YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, all at the same time. Facebook. I think he was the first person to be banned on all websites at the same time.
I think so. I'm not for sure.
He's the first person they used for that. So he's bringing in he brought in that type of social media companies doing that, normalizing it. And look at this. Twitter seeks documents related to federal investigation into Musk. So Elon Musk is finally going to buy Twitter, or be given Twitter for the most part. Now they're investigating him for buying it. They want to investigate him for buying it.
Well, I think when you buy something as major as that, they do investigation to your background and to your finances and all that stuff.
So the FBI is going to investigate Elon Musk for buying a company who they know he's an asset, and Facebook itself is one, but they still haven't investigated. They still haven't investigated Joe Biden, Hunter Biden. They still ain't got Anthony Weeder's laptop. They never went after Jeffrey Epstein. What was on those tapes, those videos? The black book that Jeffrey Epstein had. Have you went after any of them? Where's the list that Ghislaine Maxwell gave you?
You going along with what they going along with, or you?
I know it's all together. I know. That's my point. So this is clearly fake. This is not a real investigation. This is just Elon Musk is somebody else. They're putting in the media in front of you.
They're just trying to make it seem like they're
more important than he is.
Yeah, they have to do all this investigating and all this.
Yeah,
it's bull.
We got to look like we actually working. Biden executive order allows spying on Americans to assess political instability and climate threats.
What does that have to do with climate threats?
The executive order. What? Go ahead.
They've been using climate change for so many different things that don't got nothing to do with climate change.
It's just at this point,
the citizens want to whoop the politicians' ass
because the climate change makes them crazy.
It's making them crazy. That's what the Canadian.
That's what the Prime Minister of Canada said.
Trudeau.
Castro's boy. Castro's boy. The executive order provides a kind of legal backdoor to surveillance of Americans under extremely broad pretext. President Joe Biden issued an executive order that allows the government to spy on Americans for broadly defined reasons, including understanding public health risk, political instability, and threats of climate change. The October 7 EO is ostensibly written to enhance the safeguards for the United States signals intelligence activities, which is intelligence gathering by the interception of signals, including communications such as through cell phones or those not used in communications. Any accompanying fact sheet explains that the EO is meant to help implement the U.S. commitments under the European Union U.S. data privacy framework in an effort to restore trust and stability to transatlantic data flows. Thus, both Europeans and Americans are subject to EO's provisions. So basically, Biden now has control over the data that can go into Europe. What is breaking privacy in Europe? The EU. But America is still not a part of the EU. It's part of NATO, but not the EU. And America has been trying to join the EU for a long time. They want access to the market. But they won't let them join because they're not on the same landmass, they say at least. The EO attempts to ally civic liberties concerns about explicitly prohibiting signals intelligence collection for the purpose of suppressing or burdening criticisms of dissent. For example, however, the stated legitimate objectives of such signals intelligence collection opens the door to an extremely broad array of permitted reasons for interception. In other words, spying by the U.S. government. Oh, well, we already spied on those Proud Boys and all this stuff. We told you about them. But you got a group that's political and you have internal conversations about politics. We have to make sure you're not trying to destabilize the country. We got to spy on you. So now, remember, America has now made gangs terrorist organizations. So if you call yourself a gang on a song or something, you're tied to a terrorist organization. Well, now with this, if you tie yourself to a political group, you see where I'm going with this, don't you? If you tie yourself to a political group under one name, they will investigate you and spy on you. ADOS, FBA, Freedmen, Reparations movement. If you are a part of one of those political movements now, they can spy on you and see what you're talking about. Are you trying to destabilize the country?
Well, getting reparations would definitely destabilize.
Alongside permitting spying for the purpose of sizing up the capabilities of foreign entities, the EO permits signals intelligence collections for understanding or assessing transnational threats that impact global security, including climate and other ecological change, public health risks, humanitarian threats, political instabilities, and geographical rivalry. The documents lack elaboration on such so-called transnational threats, raises the question for the true scope of activity now officially subject to spying by the U.S. government, which is potentially massive. So anything that affects the climate, we can spy on you. Well, we don't know what is that? What is that? What do you mean that affects the climate? Like, what do you mean? If I have a car show,
nigga, is it climate or climate?
I say you can say both, can't you? Climate.
It's climate.
Well,
see, this is why we talking about the Deion Sanders interview.
Here we go.
Enunciating and speaking with your words.
Nigga, you know what I meant.
It's climate.
Climate.
Climate. Yeah, I felt like I was in Australia, mate.
Sound it out. Climate.
Climate. Hey,
yeah,
mate.
I'm Australia now. All right.
You something.
They gonna spy on you. When they get your ass, they gonna get you good. They gonna get your proper talking ass then.
Who gonna get me?
Who you think gonna get you?
The government?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, until that day comes.
And after
I'll be sitting right here. But after you hang me.
Kiss my ass. Pro LGBT doctors praise transgender boy for boldly killing himself.
Now is that even a...
Yeah, I don't know.
What is a doctor again? Transgender?
No, the doctor isn't.
The doctors are transgender too.
Well, they didn't say they are.
Strong jaw.
The pediatrician who advocates for genital and chemical mutilation of children recently praised a gender-confused boy who committed suicide. Dr. Marissa Ladinsky gave a talk to an American Academy at a pediatric conference Tuesday when she described how the boy who went by Leela killed himself by walking in front of a tractor. And then the final days of 2014, a local 16-year-old young lady, Leela Alcorn, of trans experience. It's an experience now? Trans is an experience? All right. Listen to this. Stepped boldly in front of a tractor trailer, ending her life. A pediatrician and professor at the University of Alabama at Birmingham, who has sued to overturn Alabama's ban on gender transitions for minors. Ladinsky praised the suicide note for going viral on social media each day. On the way to work, I passed that spot where the teen boldly ended her life, pleading, Ladinsky says before the video ends. The pediatrician said she did not treat Alcorn, but she took care of hundreds of gender-confused boys, high school classmates. I'm not surprised what happened on these college campuses. They might be the worst place. This might be the worst time to go to college. I mean, you've always been programmed and learned how to think in college. They don't really teach you how to think for yourself. They teach you how to think a certain way. But it might be the worst it's ever been now. That this is the type of teachers. These are professors that think like this. Hold on.
Well, he done already went through the change, so.
All right. Look at this.
Yeah.
Now, shit about to get real.
We thought this was just gonna be going down in the Europe.
Hold on, let me that's the next tab, ain't it? Yeah. I can just do it right now. All right. Americans will pay the most in 25 years to stay warm this winter. It ain't just Europe. Now, in particular, they're saying it's going to be the northeast area of America. They say households to see nearly 30% increase in natural gas or
That's
costs.
where it get cold.
Huh?
It get cold in the northeast.
Yeah, this winter is expected to be colder than last year, EIA says. There you go. So we've been saying it. Now they saying it. This is going to be a cold winter. Americans trying to keep warm this winter are poised to spend the most on heating in the last 25 years. U.S. households face an average power bill of $1,359 this winter, the highest since at least 1997, according to Energy Information Administration. While much of that spike is driven by higher natural gas costs, homes that rely on oil for heat, such as the Northeast, will be hit even harder with an average bill of $2,354. Who the hell got a...
The strange part is because it's so warm here and it's still October.
Yeah.
You think the winter ain't gonna be that bad. Look at how hot it is.
Yeah. Nah. It's gonna be bad. It's gonna be bad. Let me just go ahead and jump to this now.
But when you think winter gonna end next year?
Which means when it's gonna end?
When you think it'll be over with? Winter's normally gone by March.
How long did it take for spring to get here? Wasn't it?
I say spring to get here to about June, May.
That's what I'm saying.
So it's gonna be the same thing next year. We might not get it till July next year.
You only get summer until July.
Then damn, the summer gonna extend until November, December next year. Is that how are the seasons getting ready to change?
Now this is why we having these prices jump. Now this is right here was Zelensky. Russia used Iran-made drones, missiles and deadly strikes on several cities. So after they blew up the bridge, or they destroyed it for the most part, it's not completely unusable. They didn't completely destroy it. Russia finally decided to start sending in some airstrikes, some drone strikes that they allegedly got from Iran. And what's funny is these drones apparently use Latimore engines, so they're able to hover for a very, very long time. And once they're used once, they're useless. So these drones are not, you can keep using. They're like one use. They use Latimore motors, and when you use them once, they're done. But that's they're accusing Russia of getting those weapons from Iran. Let me show this. Sputnik News. It says Russia armed forces continue massive strikes on Ukraine energy system and military command. So this is a big deal because now they're going after their ability to fix their machinery. If I keep going after your power, especially if I'm doing this weekly, I'm not doing this one time. At some point, you're gonna run out of equipment. Even if they keep sending you equipment, you're gonna run out at some point, or they're gonna just keep. America has given them $17 billion. $17 billion.
And they're gonna continue to keep funding them until they accomplish the mission that they want it to be accomplished.
That's crazy. Sirens sound across Ukraine as Russia strikes cities again. G7 leaders vow to help for as long as it takes.
Exactly.
They ain't gonna stop. Won't stop.
Did he?
Rockefeller. We get down, baby.
Mace,
we get down.
He won't stop sending them checks.
I want to show y'all this. Now, this is the former Joint Chief of Staff, Chiefs Chairman, saying that they need to they need to move on from this because the language is getting dangerous. Have y'all noticed? Before this year, news companies and articles didn't even put the word nuclear war in the damn article. They didn't talk about nuclear war because they know it scared people and made people react a certain way. They've been talking about nuclear war hard body for about 3 months now. They've been flat out saying it. Biden came out and said that Putin's going to push Armageddon. Why do they keep talking about nuclear war? We showed you last week that in 2011 there was articles written said that nuclear war could actually help with climate change.
A small
nuclear war could help with climate change. So is these green people even want a nuclear war?
Can't be too green if they want a nuclear war.
Well, I have to take Putin seriously. He's got lots of options with tactical nuclear weapons from very low yield nuclear weapons. He's I believe, a cornered animal, and I think he's more and more dangerous. Just what's happened in the last 24 hours.
You notice how they try to make Biden out to be this fearing little scared little animal who he has his back against the wall, so they're dangerous. He might bite because he's desperate. Even though since y'all put all these sanctions on him, he's made more money off oil. OPEC just went against you, Saudi Arabia, and lowered the production, which is going to help Russia even more with money to fund it. They signed a deal with the Taliban for the minerals there, trillions of dollars worth of minerals. And we keep hearing from the Russians, they saying that they good over there. I mean, they might be lying, but they saying shit sweet. And in America, we saying it ain't sweet.
Bridge was struck, which was logistically critical as well as very symbolic. So I think we have to take him seriously and think through what the requirements would be for us to respond to that. It also speaks to the need, I think, to get to the table. I'm a little concerned about the language, which we're about at the top, if you will.
President Biden's language.
President Biden's language, we're about at the top of the language scale, if you will. And I think we need to back off that a little bit and do everything we possibly can to try to get to the table to resolve this thing.
This is almost like the Cuban Missile Crisis. We back here when Russia put nukes, when they allegedly had nukes, the Soviet Union had nukes in Cuba, and America said you got to move them, and people were scared they were going to bomb everything, so they got bunkers and stuff they started making. I think they're going to start doing that over there now.
Oh, making bunkers?
Yeah. America might need to make some too.
Brzezinski was the strategist for Jimmy Carter and convinced Jimmy Carter to say, look, the Russians are dominating Afghanistan with a civilian secular government. Let's create a new organization. Let's create Al-Qaeda. Let's back Osama bin Laden and give his supporters weapons to begin fighting the Russians. And we can pull a coup d'etat there. And the Russians will fight back, and then we'll say the Russians invaded. And it worked. Saudi Arabia made a deal with America that they would push the Wahhabi extremists, the Al-Qaeda, the most right-wing wing of the Islamic parties, and it worked. Essentially, Al-Qaeda is a contract army for the United States. Well, the same thing was happening in Russia. What Brzezinski wrote was that America's faced with a possibility of not being able to rule the world unilaterally. And that would be a disaster for democracy. That we can't let any country's economic ability to be self-sufficient means potential military power. And in order to prevent any country from threatening America militarily, you have to prevent it from developing economically. The American nightmare.
You hear that? In order to stop a country from developing, you got to start them developing economically. You got to make sure their currency never has a certain level of value. That's why when Gaddafi said he's going to put his gold behind his money, he had to get up out of here.
Brzezinski wrote was that Russia would get together.
And I think the assumption is if Gaddafi would have done it, and all the other African countries would have been like, well, we can do it. We got more gold than any. We could do it.
With Germany and with Western Europe, creating Russian raw materials, German industry, and somehow, finally, Russia would become westernized. America, under Brzezinski's strategy, said this would be a disaster because if Russia's westernized, if it becomes democratic, if Europe and Russia are prosperous, then we cannot control them anymore, and they will have no reason to be NATO. got to stop Russia, and the place to stop this Russian-European conglomeration is to split it right at the border down Ukraine. Let's do in Ukraine what we did in Afghanistan. Let's back the crazies. Well, most of them are the former neo-Nazi groups that have been so prominent that fly the Nazi flag.
So America backed Nazis in order for Russia not to gain economic power that could influence Europe and make NATO not necessary and America lose power and influence in the world.
They don't want Russia to be a part of NATO.
So that's why Putin said America is still fighting to keep dominance over the world. Now I want to show this. I didn't know that George Soros, well, I did know, but publicly, you haven't seen George Soros and Biden connected. There's no public connection between them until George Soros admitted that he met Biden. Guess where?
Where?
Ukraine. The Ukraine situation is how he met Biden. Let's see what he had to say.
Ukraine, and it happens to be one of our best foundations. They refuse to leave, and they are leading civil society. I also want to mention that there is one person who was very deeply involved in Ukraine, and that's Biden. In fact, I got to know him with regard to Ukraine. He had a lot more patience than I had in trying to convert Poroshenko into a democratic leader. I fed up with him and I told him so, but actually Biden kept on trying to convert Poroshenko into a Democrat.
Ukraine, the same place that Biden's son worked on Burisma Holdings, and Biden had them fire an investigator. That's how Trump got his second strike, his second what do you call it, impeachment.
Yeah, they said he
because he asked for them to investigate the alleged connection between Hunter Biden and some and Burisma Holdings, which he sat on the board of and made $1 million a year while his father was vice president. And the second his father was no longer vice president, his money went down. Let me just show this next clip of Biden showing and bragging about getting him fired.
I got Ukraine, and I remember going over convincing our team, or others, to convincing us that we should be providing for loan guarantees. And I went over for, I guess, the 12th, 13th time to Kyiv, and I was supposed to announce that there was another $1 billion loan guarantee. And I had gotten a commitment from Poroshenko and from Yatsenyuk that they would take action against the state prosecutor, and they didn't. So they said they were walking out to press conference. I said, no, I said, we're not going to give you the $1 billion. They said, you have no authority. You're not the president. The president said. I said, call him. I said, I'm telling you, you're not getting the $1 billion. I said, you're not getting the $1 billion. I'm going to be leaving here. And I think it was, 6 hours? I said, I'm leaving in 6 hours. If the prosecutor's not fired, you're not getting the money. Well, son of a got fired. And they put in place someone who was solid.
Someone who was solid means somebody who we had on the books.
Somebody who knew not to say shit.
Yeah. Now I want to show this last clip here.
Assuming that there is a new government and a new prosecutor general, I am prepared to do a public signing of the commitment for the $1 billion.
And despite of the fact that we didn't have any corruption charges, don't have any information about he doing something wrong. I especially asked him, no, it was the day before yesterday. I especially asked him to resign.
Congratulations on installing the new prosecutor general. It's going to be critical for him to work quickly to repair the damage Shokin did. And I'm a man of my word. And that now that the new prosecutor general's in place, we're ready to move forward in signing that new $1 billion loan guarantee.
Now, he said he was only combating corruption, but they were investigating corruption.
That's crazy, ain't it?
They were investigating corruption.
And it sounded like he was paying them money, buying them off, giving them the money, saying, oh, if you don't remove him, you're not getting the money.
That's that quid pro quo.
That's what Trump said.
Yeah, Trump did the same thing. Trump said, investigate this person or I'm not giving you funding.
But he was told that's
wrong. You're not supposed to do that.
But that's the president is abusing his power.
But the vice president did it.
He's not even a president. That's what he said. They told him, you're not the president.
And he said, oh, really? Saudi Arabia defied U.S. warnings ahead of OPEC production cut. We talked about this. They chose to be on Russia's side. I want to show this right here. Because now there's backlash that America is starting to get. They're mad with Saudi Arabia right now. Key senator announces hold on Saudi arms sales after oil cuts. So keep in mind, America accounts for 25% of Saudi Arabia's weapons purchases. That's a lot. 25%.
Yeah.
So if he's saying he's going to hold back the sales, then guess who's going to hop in to make those sales?
Probably Russia.
Russia. But here's another thing the Saudi government did. A report came out that Biden asked the Saudi government not to do the production cut until after the midterm elections in America. Biden administration denied it, said those claims are false. The official government, the government of Saudi Arabia, they released an official statement saying no, he did. So they publicly called him and his administration liars. Saudis released bombshell statement saying Biden did try to delay oil production cut until after the midterms in desperate bid to avoid gas prices spiking, as White House hits back and claims Kingdom new OPEC deal would benefit Putin. So now the American government is calling Saudi Arabia Putin puppets. Now, we talked about Saudi Arabia and American connections last week with the petrodollar and how that came about and how the militaries are combined. So if this falls apart and Saudi Arabia decides not to cut ties with America and the petrodollar and how the currency will fall, but not only will the currency fall, their production of weaponry they would lose that business with Saudi Arabia. And then we see here, as Travis said a while ago, Russia's going to jump in for it then. And today's Ukraine, the new Cuban Missile Crisis, and Saudis seek Russian arms. Now the Saudi Arabians are already like, okay.
Russia have their arms stretched out wide to embrace them.
All right, we're going to go to Saudi Arabia and get their weapons then. We'll go to Russia and get weapons from them. Russia supports revisiting, Putin actually said this, Russia supports revisiting global financial system principles. So Russia is now calling to get from underneath the petrodollar. And we talked about this months ago, how they're looking to split the world up in pieces. So there's going to be a certain situation where if you're from one country, your money won't even be worth anything in other countries, in another country. So if this split happens, if you have an American dollar, it will be worth nothing in Russia and China, nothing. So you won't even be able to move to those countries because your money you earn in America in the petrodollar will be worth nothing.
You got to stay in your region.
So you got to stay with your region and its allies that actually recognize its currency.
Unless you want to go start over.
Now this right here, the global financial system started here in 1944 after the Bretton Woods Conference, which was after World War II. That's why we got the IMF. That's how we got the global banking system that we have today, right? Now, Bloomberg They now saying it's the IMF, the same thing that came away from that global system. War-torn Ukraine needs at least $3 billion a month in 2023. How much they giving them now? They giving them $2 billion every 2 weeks now, ain't they?
But they're gonna give them an average of $36 billion
a year. U.S. Treasury Secretary Yellen has pushed allies to do more. Call for aid comes during IMF's annual meeting in Washington. $3 billion a month. That sounds to me. When you hear somebody say that a country should receive that level of aid, what country comes to your mind?
Israel.
There you go. That's who come to my mind. The only country I've seen being able to get this type of aid is Israel.
Well, Ukraine is
big Israel.
Exactly.
Now Poland is now calling for America to give them nuclear arms.
So is another place.
Well, North Korea has nuclear arms. They're testing them, and South Korea is asking America for nuclear arms. Why? Not everybody want nukes.
Hey, these people said, hey, everybody need a nuke on them.
You got that thing going on, people won't mess with you.
You don't know when North Korea is going to pop off.
White House weighs ban on Russian aluminum after Ukraine war escalations. Well, this would affect American businesses. So how in the world the European, the EU, and NATO, well, especially the EU, send all these sanctions to Russia and try to cut them off as far as buying their natural gas and oil? And it actually hurt their citizens because now they got a energy crisis. It hurt their citizens. Now America wants to do a aluminum ban, which is going to hurt their citizens. It's not going to hurt Russia. Other people still going to buy it. Crucial consumer metal was shielded from early U.S. sanctions. Move could force key industries to rush for replacements. You're not going to be able to find a replacement. Anybody who got a contract to build something that requires aluminum, they're going to have to wait because the Russian aluminum is not going to be allowed to be used by them. Or they're going to tax it like crazy so you can't even bring it into the country. Why do y'all keep doing stuff that hurt your own country? It's not hurting Russia. Canada's sending 40 military engineers to Poland to train Ukrainian forces. Well, we also know that America was training some of these Ukrainians and all the way back in 2015. As a matter of fact, Canada has trained, I think it's 35,000 Ukrainian soldiers since 2015. Well, we know the Ukrainian coup happened in 2014. So they've been planning for this war with Russia
for a while.
This is something that's been in the works for a while. Europe's new 44-nation club underlines Russian isolation. Leaders of the European Union, neighbors from Britain to Turkey met to Thursday to discuss security and energy emergencies plaguing them all since Russia's invasion of Ukraine, a symbolic summit that underlines Moscow's isolation. And then we're going to see this last thing right here. Ukraine war, Russian army will be annihilated if it launches a nuclear attack. Now, and that dude, Joseph Borrell, in that last article I showed you, just here, yours new 44-nation club underlines Russian isolation. This guy they deleted the paragraph out of the article, so it's not there anymore. But in the article, he made a comment and said that Russia is not a part of the New World Order plan right now, especially not with Putin in charge. So right here, he's saying that they want to annihilate Russian army if they launch a nuclear attack. He's also the same person that said that Russia is not part of the New World Order with Putin in power. They deleted that paragraph.
So they want to get a new person in for Russia.
Yeah. They've done that before, though. Look, check out the Bolshevik revolution. The Russians got from underneath them with that, and now they've been trying to get back at them ever since. New Zealand to tax agriculture emissions to a farm and world first. Proposal includes funding for R&D to lower on-farm emissions. Farmers fear it will drive up costs, force people off the land.
That's what they want.
So they're taxing you for cows farting and burping.
What the fuck world are we living in?
We living in cuckoo land. Like,
so are we gonna start getting taxes for farting and burping?
Oh, that's where they're going.
How is it? Wait a minute. Let's compare this. You have homeless people shitting
in the streets,
pissing urine everywhere. That's causing all type of stuff.
Yeah, diseases
out here.
Yeah,
but a cow
farting,
passing gas
in a pasture,
and burping.
Yeah,
is causing climate change.
Now we know the real reason why they want to do this because they want to get rid of livestock farming to make you eat that lab meat.
What you gonna be eating when the shit go down?
Because they try to mix and match what we call what's it called the food is made out of plant-based food. It's not the same thing as lab-made food. Lab-made meat is fake meat. They want you to eat that. And guess who runs a fake meat lab? Bill Gates, who also owns almost the most land. He owns a whole bunch of land, farming land. So he's trying to buy out
the farm.
He's trying to buy up all the farms so you can't go to them to get meat. These green people is crazy.
These people, y'all think these you done?
Yeah.
You okay?
Damn, but you can't even cough no more, boy. COVID, maybe you can't even cough.
I just slid over. I'm hanging over the edge.
You cough, boy. People act like you just got, you know. Look at this. Now these climate activists
Is she about to pull out the
security?
Oh.
They threw stuff on a painting by Van Gogh. These are your climate activists. What happened to Greta Thunberg? That's her name, ain't it? The Greta little girl?
From Germany?
Yeah. Is she from Germany? I don't know if he's from Germany.
I think Greta.
Greta. Now look at this.
She either from Germany, the Netherlands, or what's the other one?
Poland?
Poland.
I don't know.
Where's Greta from? If there's anybody out there, because we in the last segment.
We start going to the other shit. Niggas start, hey man, I'll catch you on the flip side. Reinventing farming and food post globalization. Now this is this video. I'm not gonna show it. This is them basically saying that globalization has failed, and we're gonna have to fix our food supply chain by dealing with local markets and local near countries. So this is them saying that this is once again them telling you that a food shortage is coming. And this woman is saying it failed. The globalization of food has failed. Homecoming the path of prosperity in post-global world, she takes a trip across the U.S. to see how neoliberal economic thinking has broken our food supply chains and what can be done about it. So underneath Trump, a lot of these conservatives have become more isolationist. They want to completely separate from the. So that's what happened when an empire is falling. They want to insulate themselves from everybody else. They want to protect themselves, fortify themselves. You know the old saying from the Art of War: when you're weak, be strong. When you're strong, be weak. That's what they're trying to do. So what they're trying to do is that's why Trump was trying to get out of NATO, get out of all these countries, put all the money back into this country because it's failing.
Yeah, he's trying to build it back
up.
That's
why make America great again. He meant as a power. As an economic system, it's dead. It's a carcass at this point. It's been dead since 2008. People have been picking over a carcass at this point. They've been printing money like crazy. Now look at this. Pfizer Exec denies CEO negotiated EU COVID vaccine contract via text messages. The fact that this is even in an article means there's some level of truth to it. How the hell do you negotiate a contract for vaccination across on a text message? That means either it was already foregone conclusion.
People like I don't for some strange reason text messaging.
People don't even email.
They don't. I literally make that a thing at work.
Email,
paper trail, no verbal, no. Yeah, but text message is a paper trail, but it should be on the computer at work.
Yeah,
paper trail. You have to have a paper trail.
Well. Obviously, there was a foregone conclusion that it was going to be approved, so there was no need for them to email. They just text message. Yeah, okay, we're going to do this. All right, that's that.
But yeah, they can delete their text message, but it's still on my phone. Where it's
well, they can say that's a fake message. You made a fake.
Yeah, how am I making a fake message?
You can make a fake.
No, I don't do hacking.
South Carolina man used fake COVID-19 test result to get out of court. Oren J. Kemp, 45 of. Pendleton pleaded guilty in Anderson County Court.
What did he do?
Sentenced.
How did this make news? I mean, did he do something major? Did he kill somebody? Did
he on the news for faking a COVID test? That's dangerous, they say. That's dangerous. People are dying from this.
Where is the world coming to? How is this even a story?
An upstate man is headed to prison for presenting a fake COVID-19 test result to obstruct justice, according to Attorney General Alan Wilson. Orrin Kemp, 45, pleaded guilty in Anderson County Court to a Greenville County charge of obstruction of justice, a common law offense. He was sentenced to 6 years in prison at the South Carolina Department of Corrections. The South Carolina State Attorney General's official Medicaid fraud control unit said the investigation revealed that on April 23, 2021, Kemp obstructed and prevented the administration of justice by presenting a counterfeit positive COVID test result to a court in general sessions in Greenville County. Wilson said Kemp admitted to fake test results when requesting the continuance to a motion by the to revoke his bond on other charges. The motion to revoke bond was continued based on a fake COVID-19 test result. The original charge he was facing was the exploitation of a vulnerable adult and financial transaction card fraud and conspiracy in Greenville County. So he was using old person money. That's what he was charged with, I guess, or a handicapped person money. A vulnerable adult will be.
They got to do better than that.
So he really serving time for the fake COVID test. Yeah. 6 years.
Well, that's what happens.
And it's the Medicaid fraud. So COVID is attached to Medicaid? COVID test is attached to the Medicaid?
I didn't, well.
Because the Medicaid fraud or control unit said the investigation revealed that they investigated.
How they know it was fake?
Hey, they find out, man. But how you get caught?
If you don't.
Now I want to show you what an exec from Pfizer admitted.
If you don't get vaccinated, you're antisocial. This is what the Dutch Prime Minister and Health Minister told us. You don't get vaccinated just for yourself, but also for others. You do it for all of society. That's what I said. Today, this turned out to be complete nonsense. In a COVID hearing in the European Parliament, one of the Pfizer directors just admitted to me, at the time of introduction, the vaccine had never been tested on stopping the transmission of the virus. This removes the entire legal basis for the COVID passport. The COVID passport that led to massive institutional discrimination as people lost access to essential parts of society. I find this to be shocking, even criminal. Please watch the video until the end.
Voor u, mevrouw Small, heb ik de volgende vraag waar ik een duidelijk antwoord op wil. And I will speak in English so there are no misunderstandings. Was the Pfizer COVID vaccine tested on stopping the transmission of the virus before it entered the market? If not, please say it clearly. If yes, are you willing to share the data with this committee? And I really want a straight answer, yes or no, and I'm looking forward to it. Thank you very much.
Regarding the question around, did we know about stopping immunisation before it's entered the market? No. We had to really move at the speed of science to really understand what is taking place in the market.
This is scandalous. Millions of people worldwide felt forced to get vaccinated because of the myth that you do it for others. Now this turned out to be a cheap lie. This should be exposed. Please share this video.
Now, what she basically said the whole reason that we told you to get vaccinated is a lie. It's fake. It's false. Yeah. All those people lost their jobs. All those people lost a lot. And it was a lie what they told. Remember when Biden got on stage and said, if you get vaccinated, you will not get COVID? And then a few months later, they walked back on that and said, that's not true. You could always get COVID. We always knew this.
The vaccine was to prevent you from
getting severely sick and hospitalized. That's what they started saying.
It was never a cure.
Which is what a vaccine is supposed to be. It's a vaccine. Now, this right here is the AP News post mislead on Pfizer COVID vaccine's impact on transmission. Now, they're saying that was misleading. What you just heard her say in the question she answered if it's misleading. Claim Pfizer admitted to the European Parliament that it did not test the ability of its COVID-19 vaccine to prevent transmission on the virus before it entered the market, proving the company lied about this early in the pandemic. AP's assessment, missing context. So it's not a lie. It's missing context. Jamie Small, president of international markets at Pfizer, told the European Parliament on Monday that Pfizer did not know whether its COVID-19 vaccine permitted transmission of the virus before it entered the market in December 2020. But Pfizer never claimed to have studied the issue before the vaccine's market release. The facts. After Small testified before the European Parliament's Special Committee on the COVID-19 pandemic, misleading claims about whether Pfizer knew the impact of COVID-19 vaccine on preventing transmission spread widely on social media. Now, we just heard what we heard. But what they say, don't believe your lying eyes, don't believe your lying ears.
Yep. Believe half of what you hear and half of what you see, I guess.
So, all the stuff they put people through, all the stuff they created, the justification for it, has now been proven a lie and
you know
false.
The sad part? People
What?
have lost their jobs, lost their houses, lost their cars. There's some people that are living on the street that are homeless. There's so many people that have been affected because of that vaccine. So,
Yeah.
sad.
Virginia asked her, I'm sorry, we got to catch back on some of these. She said, question, are you guys observing any evidence that Ukraine is going to be the new Israel? All that money laundering? Well, they said it. What's his name? Zelensky said we're going to be big Israel. And historically, the Khazarian Empire included Ukraine.
As a matter of fact, the Ukrainians are saying at the end of this, Russia should have to pay us reparations.
So they're saying that like the children of Israel are coming out of Egypt. So they're saying they're going to be Israel. Even though Poland wants west of Ukraine, Poland wants control of West Ukraine, and Russia wants control of Eastern Ukraine. So it's going to be a battle.
Click on the one Regina said for that one.
Whoever they are, they're going to flip the switch and going to Rick James cold-blooded. Here in a minute.
Honorable Arsena said freemen are ethnicities.
Yeah, ADOS and freemen are ethnicities.
She didn't say FBA.
Oh, yeah, earlier she said, don't leave out all the gay for paid black men on OnlyFans.
She said what?
Don't leave out all the gay for paid black men on OnlyFans. It is, they exist.
They out here faking.
Matter of fact, there was a story. Well, they wasn't gay for pay. That was just gay dudes. They got into it with was the Arab dude who was doing race play with them?
Oh yeah.
They weren't gay for pay. They were just gay. I'm about to bring that up. But yeah, there's some dudes on there doing some strange things.
To make some change.
Make a little. Oh Lord.
Wow.
What up, Tommy? Soros has a book on how he helped the Nazis capture some of the Jews. Yeah, he did say that when he was a kid. He said he told on some people and got them captured. And he was kind of proud of it. He had an interview where he talked about it.
And he's proud of it.
They are giving Ukrainian people our reparations, Mystery Man. Well, they ain't giving reparations because what they giving ain't enough. It ain't enough to call it reparations, but they giving stuff that should be used for the actual citizens and not illegals. MW, what up? They want to.
We worried about the actual citizens. We worried about Black Americans.
Well, they the citizens. They the original.
Specifically.
They're the foundational citizens, aren't they? They're the foundational citizens, aren't they? All right. MW, what up? He said they want to eat fake meat and bugs. Yeah.
You ready to eat fake meat and bugs?
I ain't eating no damn fake meat. I get mad at the people.
You gonna eat the bugs?
No.
Oh, you just said you weren't gonna eat the fake meat.
Cause that's kind of assumed. Ain't nobody eating no bugs. I mean, look, if times get hard, there are bugs you can eat.
Oh, there you go. I was waiting on
There are bugs you can't eat. Let's not act like they don't exist. But anyway, man, I think we've kept y'all long enough to all y'all that stayed this long. Huh?
We've kept y'all way too long.
We kept you a little long. Sorry about that. Hopefully you enjoyed the show. You got anything else you want to say? Last thing you want to say?
Thanks for viewing the channel.
As always. But anyway, man, hopefully you enjoyed it. Please be safe. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. And y'all be straight, man. And all praise to the Most High. And peace, man.
Thank you.